is,
But Tchaikovsky, cannons are not an instrument. Yes, they are. I'm gonna use 21 of them.
Can I eat the grain to regain my hit points?
Well, first and foremost,
Ghost Lord's lair doesn't load for me, unfortunately.
I think it does. Oh yeah, it doesn't. You're still over there. There you are.
Yep.
I don't know if there's anything
Hello.
here. I'll put the party token here. You can look through that guy.
Yeah, I'm not there technically yet, so.
Point is, the gang's all here.
Okay, so
I mean, I'm closer to the exit doors than to the massacre, but yeah.
The matter has been resolved.
In air quotes.
Yes, you did an amazing job. Could have done a little better in some places, but you did fine. I'm sure that siege is just gonna go great.
We did a job. That's
did.
something.
You did an adjectiveless job. Sure.
That sounds like a name, a job.
You did a gerb. Point is, kids, the big scary man. I assume you get a little bit of time to patch everyone up, and then he just wants you to leave. Let's put it like that. As payment for your kind services rendered, he'll make Tiri alive so that you can leave faster.
Yay!
Consider that your payment for being so obnoxiously slow with it. Liches have high standards, and you did not live up to them, even though he didn't even know you were doing this until 10 minutes ago. Tiri is, however, very sore, and a little shaken and stirred, probably, from dying and then getting jammed back in your body by the cold hand of death grabbing you around the neck and just stuffing you back in there. And then puts a little scoop on top. A little extra helping. The gang dragged themselves outside, back into the Vale, into the dry, warm desert. Behind you, a loud thud as it seems like the doors to the Sphinx close up. Something happened. Well, what's the plan now, smart guys? You bunch of smart Alexes.
Did we just
Okay.
get locked up?
What's the plan?
Well, we kind of need to get back to Brindle, I guess. Like, at this stage, we've done the 2 excursions that we were going to do to stem the flow of reinforcements. Unless you want to, like, go to the mountains and kill their king or whatever, but I assume they're probably marching with the army.
Yeah. I agree.
Dun 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 dun.
Dun, dun, dun. Try not use the brain cell.
where did we see them last? It was like
They were just passing
just
Drell's
past-
Ferry.
Yeah.
okay.
Actually, let me take a look-see at my chart-o-matic. Well, you saw them somewhere between Terrelton and Drellin's Farius, and that was a couple of days ago.
Mm.
Let's see. That would have been like 2 to
And we
3
know
days
there
ago.
Yeah, and we know there isn't much Drellin's Ferry left.
It's entirely possible they've already marched straight through Terrelton at this point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is to say that odds are you probably have less than a month before they reach Brindle at this steady clip.
Bitches be marching.
They are, aren't they?
Bitches do be marching.
Why can't I remove my conditions?
Well, how about I
Because
go...
this game's dumb sometimes.
This game is pretty dumb sometimes, yes. Well, since you go back on the road, you all get to enjoy the delightful feeling of walking with your courage in your feet, as they call it. There we go. That should
I
remove
think someone's following
all
us.
conditions.
Who?
It's a long, painful road, probably mostly to your ego. because that didn't feel too good. Oh. But on the plus side, you took care of what is probably one of the worst parts of the army: a whole bunch of ghosts. Ghost lines at that.
Did dying take care of my paranoia about the cookie recipe?
I don't even know if it would.
We're
Are
being
you gonna
followed,
let us
guys.
try if you make the cookies?
If I make the cookies, I'm gonna send one to you. Specifically.
Thank you.
I'm doing some calculations. Okay.
Oh
it's
my god. But can we just go straight through the plains?
170 divided by 24. It'll take you about a week to get back to Brindle.
Dang it. That's a lot.
That is, assuming nothing goes wrong.
And we know it well.
Considering how fast the army is going, you probably could join up with the main road around Talar and not run into them.
Mm.
Which is the
That
best.
seems
fast
like a
enough.
best bet.
It's a bit of a gamble because otherwise you have to take a big detour that will cost you extra time, and you know, it would help to be part of the city fortifications as soon as possible.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
but have we ever been to Prosser? Have we been here ever?
Not that I know of.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think we just, when we started, we went from Stone Tooth to Douth.
Yeah. Should we go sightseeing?
Is now really the time for sightseeing?
Considering
Yeah.
how apathetical you guys are, sure, why not?
Like, to take everything
Should
in before
we?
it gets destroyed.
Should we maybe stop the destruction of more
Okay,
tourist traps?
to be honest, I was joking. We're going to to Brindle.
Yeah.
So if you're around hereabouts, no waterways for us to take advantage of. It's just power walking.
Man,
I mean, maybe if we went here and found a boat.
you'll be going upstream, by the way.
Oh, then
Yeah.
never mind.
Yeah. Cause, no,
Mhm.
because big lake.
And also right through the Witchwood, which
If you want to
was
counter
very
some
interesting
hydras,
the last time.
Which would?
Yeah, the wish would just be Hydra territory at this point.
cool. I'm gonna take out some. I'm gonna take out a couple of
True.
dice, and I'm gonna see if you run into anything along the way.
Yeah.
Maybe we
I
can
think-
make a carriage drawn by hydras.
Here we go. Here are
Yeah, I
some
think-
nice d6s that I can roll. One for each day. Well, something does happen. As you make your way as close to the main road, like about a day away, you definitely get one thing, and that is the sense of scouts and vanguards. Individuals who make sure that the roads are clear of any potential troublemakers who might run into the army. Let's see how far along is this. Voop, voop, voop. Cool. I love that I can't see because it always goes to the. You know, I'm just saying this. People who make this software, if something goes on a certain side of an indication, you don't want it to be the side where the UI overlaps with the map. Like if this stuff goes to the right, I'd have many times less issues. Instead of the text going to, it's also double-sided. Like just make it two lines. Make it put one below the other. Come on, man. Minimal effort, maximum gains. That's how you get muscle. That's how I flex.
Sing it. Sing it.
Okay, here, I just need to pull something up specific to how fast you actually move, because I remember that they nerfed movement speeds. Yep. Actually, you guys are going to take 8 days to get to Brindle.
God dang it.
In that
Oh,
case, it's
no.
3 days later. Ooh, man. I like how they use different verbs for this timetable. They attack, they conquer, they take. Great. Love it.
They pillage.
Partway through your
They
little
acquire.
partway through your little travel, as you just go off of a branch, you can tell that some of the homesteads around here have been torched, put to the torch, as they'd say. And as you do, so do you pick up on something else. Namely, as the evening settles in and you begin to look for a place to set up shop and rest for the night. Don't forget, by the way, that you have recovered all of your resources By this point, I presume that you've gotten all your healing out of the way.
Mhm.
Okay, I see
Yeah,
what
we
this.
certainly have time.
Yeah.
I think that's what's causing the desync. How funky, how funky. In the distance, you see several small light sources, each of which lights up an individual hanging from the trees. And further in the distance, you hear this big growly noise, like yelling.
Oh, I am afeared.
Oh, fuck.
Concerning.
Concerning.
That
Should
might
we
be.
sneak him about? Should we sneak him a fire closer?
We can. Does it seem like
Probably
they're
not.
going towards us?
The noise seems to be stationary, to the best you can tell.
I mean, I can go scout and look at it and come back.
Yeah, probably a good idea.
Like stealth mode on.
Cool,
So mode
cool,
on.
cool, cool.
I did my stuff.
He do be sneaking though.
You're doing amazing, sweetie.
Fuck.
A. Ah, there we go. Oh, come on. There you go.
Okay, I go back to the group. I can't do this on my own.
Do you need help? Because I have trained in stealth. So
No. I need killers. I need all of us to go kill the people over there.
He needs a knife.
Okay.
I need knifers.
well,
So
Sounds
what
violent.
you got there?
they have a bunch of civilians. They're humiliating and laughing at. There's a bunch of gutted and bleeding people like strung up on trees. We can either attempt to avoid them or go and save the civilians.
You know, if you were just gonna wholesale quote my post, I wouldn't have made it part of it.
Well,
I
why,
didn't say
why wouldn't he
everything.
share the information?
They
Well, you
wound
know, it
someone.
leaves room for personal interpretation.
Uh-huh.
Well, yeah, I think we need to go over there and rescue them. Like, do you want to like go around the back and try and just
Maybe.
get the civilians freed while we distract them?
Oh, I can try to do that. That's a new for me.
I mean, they
Yeah, I
seem
like
very
that.
distracted with their little events, so. Altar of a monastery could
Yeah.
get in real close.
That's saying a lot.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. You can distract it. I gather the civilians and I join the fight.
Dun 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 dun. Marvelous. Let's go, kids. You slowly approach the ruined environment.
Ooh.
Wow, it's a
The
place.
smell of putrefaction hangs in the air as these bodies have been here long enough for that to kick in. There's distant smell of
Ah.
fire. A bunch of goblins are having a good old lark as they throw stones at a bunch of tied up people. I guess
Hey,
they are
those are all
without
the-
sin, for they are casting the first stone.
Those are all the people from the mountain.
Oh, Louise.
Oh, I know what I want to do.
Well, that's a whole bunch of people.
Um,
Welcome back.
are you
Hello?
dead?
I alive again.
Can't
Apparently.
believe how alive you are. Well then, kids, it's up to you to handle this. You can stay in the tree line, aka away from the plateau, without causing too much ruckus. But
So I wanna go here.
Cool. That's going to be quite a few rolls. One stealth just to not get detected. The other one that's probably more important is not falling off, which would be acrobatics.
Okay.
Rokk breaks off the
Yeah.
group. What his intentions are, I don't know if he makes clear, but he does go off on his own.
Oh fuck! I should have talked to people
Sure.
first. Okay.
These are
Stealth.
people words, but should we cause a distraction at the other end?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I got some smoke sticks.
If you know faith in your 26, gosh, Rokk, you end up exactly where you want to be on this map, without a hassle and tassle.
Good work, kitty.
Okay.
You are
Now wait for the distraction.
you're a short distance below, like you'd have to quickly climb yourself up, but that shouldn't be a problem.
Now I'm gonna be pulling them down.
those
How
guys are
exciting.
the captives, I think. Near you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
all eyes are on
To
them.
get them away.
The second you
Right.
interact with them, they'll notice.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
why I'm waiting for the distraction group.
If I were to move here, would I be able to jump over the river?
I think that's entirely possible with an athletics check.
I mean, I also have powerful leap, which should make it a
Oh,
little
sure, I think
easier.
you can just make it then.
Yeah.
You just huck yourself over there. However, that would
She
immediately
jumps
alert
over
them because
everything.
that's kind of noisy.
Yeah, you're in
Hmm.
full plate.
Do you want me to yeet a smoke stick or something so they're just like looking at a direction and we go in from a different direction?
Throw to throw
Do you have any
fireball.
glow sticks though? Oh, we do. They're fireballs. Amazing.
Yeah. Sorry, I prepared for a war, not a rave, but your feedback will be taken into consideration.
So yeah, it's really down to Terry and Evie what you guys want to do, because I'm just gonna leap into the fray as soon as things go
Tits.
start happening.
Thanks are for running things over. But yeah,
Monastery's gonna go over to the walls, so you gotta fight as well.
so if I do have far lobber, if I like scoot him a doot. Oh,
And 30
good
feet
lord.
throw in.
What? Try to not get lost in my own inventory.
So
If y'all want, I can yeet the smoke stick, like on the directly opposite side of our friend Rokk.
What a
So
handsome
there's a
plan.
little, yeah.
If you wanna.
Where the heck is that?
Don't aim at yourself, that's dangerous. It's gonna
why
hit
is
you.
that a magic circle?
I
The
don't know what
range
it
of
is.
my throw voice thingy. Wait.
But yes, I would like to perform a yeet.
You yeet the smoke stick. Show me what the smoke stick does.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I assume something involving smoke.
Yeah, it's okay. This.
Ah, yes.
Oh,
The use
yeah,
button.
god damn it.
Now look it up. Let's take a look. See, alchemical items, alchemical tools, smoke stick grater.
Okay, with a
7.
sharp twist of this item, you can instantly create a screen of thick, opaque smoke in a burst centered on one corner of your space. Yike. All
Now, in your
creatures
case, you're
within that area are
giving it a hug.
concealed. Okay, but yeah. If I yeet and run,
Now there is a bunch of darkness. This is not the right one for that. It's a light source, actually. It's a negative light source, to be specific. Minus 20 feet. Oh, it doesn't work. It has to be like bright darkness. No, oh no, it's turned off. That's the problem. Minus 20 feet of dark.
Ooh. That looked fancy.
Boop.
oh,
Well,
Nice.
you sure did it. You
Yep.
sure made a huge cloud of fog. At that point, they're like, ah! And immediately get a going.
what is this in our eyes?
Ah,
That'll
my
be-
eyes are mildly irritated by all the smoke.
I need to roll initiative.
Since I'm running and jumping in, probably athletics initiative.
Yes. Give it a hurl, baby.
Wordless still. Never find it in this.
Why do I always like get criticals for initiative?
For some reason, doesn't immediately apply to that. Okay.
Don't jinx yourself.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Terry, what do you do?
Fireball.
Wait, why are there things called unknown combatants? Get out of here, unknown combatants. I guess those are left.
Oh, no.
I think those are leftovers from another
Sneaky
map or
sneaks.
something. Bup, 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 bup. Fireball. Show me the circle. Probably like that. Yeah, gotcha. Gotcha.
Nice.
Gotcha. Oh, whoops. That's a little big. That's a little big. That's the wrong selection tool. Kaboom. 26. Blood goes berserker. Goes. Actually, isn't this? Roll me the damage too, sir. Show me the big whoopsie ouchies.
That is a big whoopsie ouchies.
That's
Oof.
a lot of ouchie.
And the regulars, they bump. Oh, one of them actually made it, so he's like, yeah. The other one is like, ah.
60.
They just went to Infinity War in front of us.
Boss, crit failed.
Fury
Boom.
just like Thanos snapped these people out of existence.
Just Ash.
Tra-la-la-la. Well, what do you do with your last action? Fury. You can take cover.
Yeah, I could take cover in the bushes.
Russell. There's a loud, boisterous roar as this gentleman wants to get out of here. Ugh. He squints around with his eyes that peek into the darkness. And then he takes out a big horn on the side and goes, and he holds that note for a moment.
Oh no, there's more.
This guy's like, it's them! It's them! And he also takes out his horn and goes, "Burp, burp." Monastery.
Evie and Rokk, I don't think you rolled initiative.
I did.
What? I did. It's up there.
Is it? It's not showing up on
Yeah.
mine.
It's not showing up
It's,
in the combat tracker, yes.
Yeah.
What a
Two,
weird thing.
two
I did
entries
do it.
above Tyrese Fireball. That's.
Yeah.
Should we roll
Okay,
like
I'm gonna do it
huh.
again.
No, I'm
Like
taking
this
care
is-
of this.
Okay.
Don't get your panties in a twist, as they say. We're taking care of it.
We're just. Did we fuck up? How do we unfuck up?
Okay, Rokk, you get to go too. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm gonna peek my head up first to see how many of them are actually paying attention to the people now.
Well, most of them are obviously distracted by, the massive explosion and the giant smoke cloud that happened.
So I'm gonna whisper to the first guy in front of me, be like, "We're here to save you. Don't yell." And I'm gonna chuck him down. Pull him down behind
Cool.
next to me.
Cool. So that's going to be your turn, we'll say. You
Yeah.
start free him and you huck him down.
That's athletics, right?
Yes. It happens automatically.
Yeah, it doesn't resist.
Evie, what do you do?
Hello. I would like to yeet a blight bomb right smack dab in the middle of them people.
At whomst?
Let me wrestle the interface. This boy. This friend.
This is
That's
fun.
my theme song.
Cool. Go ahead and run me that attack roll.
Yeah.
He is concealed because guess what? There's a big smoke cloud in the way. Can you roll me a d20, please? Just /R d20.
Oh.
Because there's a smoke screen in the way. It's kind of hard to hit someone who's behind a smoke screen. Well, that's all you need it. Go ahead and roll me the damage. He's not going to like that one.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's not the most exciting damage in the world. There we go. Oh, man, I just noticed that the double damage icon is a guy with his arm in a metal. His sling. Like a
I mean,
bandage on his
it's
head,
something. It's certainly something.
Well, he's certainly quite sick after that one. This guy has taken his horn. Monastery. You were jumping over, were you?
Yeah.
Through the smoke! With one action, you jump over, and they clamber your way up, and then you're unsure of what's around you because it's all dark.
Probably didn't think this as through as I could have. Just kind of run forward out of the smoke, I guess. So like,
Gosh, be glad that you didn't trip your way out of there. Oh.
yeah, I didn't mean to go that
Monastery's
far.
here.
Just imagine there just being a bunch of smoke in your living room, and suddenly there's an angry bug priest
Big
in the middle
anger.
of your business.
Actually, you know what? He's not going to do that big anger quite yet because he wants to get his axe swinging. Whoop. Kabam.
First one does hit. Then damage, yeah.
Argus, what a lovely evening it's been so far. You've been told to go and see if those jolly old idiots were doing fine, since, you know,
Uh-huh.
they seemed like they could use a helping hand from time to time, given the fact that Speaker Whiston was a little unsure what to think of him. Although it's unclear whether you were sent to help them or just, you know, keep an eye out. These suspicious people who don't talk a lot might be up to something naughty. They might be spies.
Well, so far at least they're doing God's work.
The best, apparently, the Lord's spy network, as I know to figure out where they might be going. And you've been following that trail so far. And now, just as you were about to set up your little tent and put your horse down on a nice grassy plain to go eat some leaves or something, you know, whatever horses do. You can feed them a banana.
I mean, greens are useful.
Bananas are
diss them.
tasty.
Don't diss my salads. They're fucking delicious.
Off in the distance, you hear this loud cacophony of, well, there's
Indeed.
explosions, there's yelling, there's a horn blasting.
How
Maybe
quickly
she's just-
can I make it to there?
Maybe she's just. Well, you'll arrive next turn if you decide to go there and take a look. See,
Absolutely.
there is a little creek that takes you in nice and close.
Yes.
The glutton survivor. Oh, I forgot. It skips the dead. That's nice for me. This large glutton. Ooh, it's right next to you. Oh no, that's a
On a
Josh.
side note,
Yes.
on Flint's Tuesday game, we had, I believe, over 30 people in the initiative. You should see that clusterfuck.
I mean, listen. I know that 5e is a fast game, but I think 30 is starting to push the part where the game lags.
The party
Yeah, we
was
had-
attacking a base with soldiers, and
Yes.
Flint said, "How many people can I put at the initiative at once?" And I think it started glitching out actually at some point.
This is why I do my fights in a staggered fashion.
Yes.
Wow. Additionally,
We
it's also less
had-
frustrating.
We had 18 players in our Hunger Games campaign, and it was a mess.
What
It
system was
started
it?
to glitch out everywhere. 5e as well.
Of
It
course it's
started to
5e.
fuck up everyone.
Of course it's 5e. You know, there are other systems that run a lot smoother than 5e.
Yeah.
Especially
the
when you
Hunger
have
Games thing-
18 people.
No, we had
No.
20 something. But for the Hunger Games thing, we needed one system that everyone knew.
Oh my god. Listen,
To be fair,
5e is harder to
18
learn than most systems out there. I don't know what people go, it's just scary. Like, listen, the only thing you do is roll 2d6 and add this one number. It's not hard. And it's like, oh, but there's a problem. No, there aren't any rules. It's called Power by the Apocalypse, and holy shit, does it just work most of the time. There's no space for it to go wrong. It's hilarious.
The only thing I like about 5e is that I can make a character sheet in like 3 minutes.
You can make a character sheet in 5 minutes by most powered by the Apocalypse games too, and in Cypher, and in most games. 5e prides itself on a lot of things that it doesn't do all that well because no one knows any better.
Yeah.
And I think that's just great. I hate it. It makes me so angry. It's like everyone is driving lemons, and I'm like, you can buy a car for cheaper that's better.
Yes.
Buy a
So much passion
Segway.
in
Buy
here.
a bike. Why are you buying a car when all you do is drive around the block once every day?
That's
Man,
why
I
I
should-
enjoy playing with,
I sure.
That's why I enjoy playing with you, because I get to experience other systems.
I personally like the idea that the guy's like, I bought this lemon so that I could choke on the CO2 fumes because it's a terribly designed car. I just go around the block to die a little bit inside. Anyway, this guy's gonna try to grab. No, he's not gonna grab. He just wants to take a big bite out of you, Monastery. He's just like, I'm hungry. I'm hungry! There we go. Crunch.
I mean, I don't think that's even a crit, is it? Doesn't it just bump one stage up? That would only be a hit.
Yes, thank you for reminding me that's how the rules work. Here you go, a little damage.
Yeah, gosh.
He also gets a little 10 hit points. Just a little bit.
As a whale.
More important, however, it can only swallow small creatures. Excuse me.
It-
Luckily, Monastery ate his greens when he was a little baby boy. He does grab you, however. It's this large creature is now latched onto you by its teeth.
Aw,
It's kind of gross.
it's hugs. And they're free.
You know, I think I was a little too nice with Tiri last time. Not to say that I'll be nice
Oh
next time.
God.
But you know, you guys made a lot of enemies, and
we're aware.
yeah, let's
It's
put
a
it up to
talent.
that. It's a talent.
After killing.
It's a talent, yes. I'm gonna organize these guys later. But Tiri, it's your turn. Did you know that? Your fireball did a great amount of work. Really, you did a great job there. Ignore the sound of branches getting snapped and loud footsteps, like the trampling of a galloping horse in the distance. That's nothing. That's irrelevant.
Are you sure?
I imagine it is. Otherwise, it wouldn't be coming closer, would it?
You know, as a bit of precaution, I'm gonna cast Wall of Fire. Like a line.
Listen, I know the forest fire seems to be the answer in most contexts, but you know,
I'm gonna try and avoid the forestry and just make it across the path.
you know that's what everyone always says right before they start a forest fire. It's like, well,
I
you
also
know,
have
Tiri.
I have methods of putting it out as well.
that's
Tiri,
that's
only
what
you
the
can
druid
prevent
said
forest
before he
fires.
burnt down much of Thistletop Woods. In my Rise of the Runelords campaign, he sure made a big mess of that one. Burnt down the bridge when we were going over it. Oh man, that was
Keep in
that
mind
was
the
the
fireballs
best
cannot
though.
light
That
up
was
the
the
forest.
best. Oh, that was great. Tiri decides to conjure up a massive wall of flame. I don't know why this doesn't come with a fucking template. I guess it can only support one template at a time. Big ol' Fushi wall shows up. Let me give it that sexy flame template that looks all whoosh.
Wow. Oh,
That
that's
sure is a
fancy.
black rectangle.
It'll take a moment.
Seriously? It's very shiny here. Dang,
Does
here
it,
you
does
just
it
got
give
cooler.
off light? Or is it one of those things where it doesn't give off light?
It probably gives off it's magical flame, so it's probably like bright enough that if you stand close to it, you can see. But otherwise, bloop. Like whoever gets close to that, you're gonna see him. Unfortunately, I think the wall's opaque. Does it say?
Everything's concealed.
There we go. Okay, so you can see through it, but it's a bit spotty.
Yeah, because it's looking through fire.
Belmore is posting the geography thing again. Dizzy.
Do I need to hit him with like a cardboard tube or something?
No, I actually needed that.
These
That's
are
a
some,
good thing to have.
these are some good names to go by. Hi, my name is Atol, and this is my good friend Prairie. Oh, well, there's Mason.
But
My name is Basin. My name is Basin Bay.
Basin Bay. I love that that little pond is called a sound. Why?
so it makes a
Because
sound.
it sounds good.
More dudes show up. And what fine
no.
gentlemen these dudes turn out to be. Oh, whoops. Didn't mean to remove them from initiative.
Surprise, it's dudes.
Surprise.
It's some guy.
It's a fine gentleman. Give me
It's some guy with friends.
I clicked the wrong button. That means butt.
Is there really a wrong button, or is it just a button of opportunity?
Wrong guys. Boop, 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 boop. And then we go boop, 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 boop. From the forest comes
Oh,
rushing a
God.
large wolf-like creature with a human's face. Atop its back sit two black-scaled individuals wielding hooked javelins and falchions in their scabbards.
Oh, Lord.
They seem unaffected by the darkness, and they seem to be looking for a good time. Can you provide, Tiri, a good time? Actually,
Are you ready to entertain?
it's just gonna step in real close, make its presence known with a loud roar.
Regular.
And then it suddenly shrouds itself in a field of blinking.
The gas.
The creature's on its back, ready their javelins in case someone gets close, and they can make them bleed. Ogre boss throws the horn aside, produces its fine, large ogre hook, and goes, "I called dibs on that canned meat."
Get in line.
He orders a big command, and the ogre is ordered to step back and let you go, monastery. You're his meal.
This doesn't look good for
How polite.
monastery.
Evie,
I've been in worse scraps.
well, he doesn't have enough
Cool.
actions to hit you, but he does have cool other tricks. He'll get you. He'll get you, you little snack, you little lobster.
And our little dog
The
too.
last one again.
Yeah, Tiri's internet's being problematic.
Well then, Evie, what do? You've jumped down like 10 or so feet, like a little ledge. What do you do?
Oh, hello. It will be me.
Eat-
I would
eat
like
time.
to just balance on my little feeties right here on the edge and yeet an alchemist's fire.
At Humst.
Ooh.
You can alt-click to select Humst is your sufferer.
My sufferer is the ogre boss, the one currently
Sure,
looming
show me the goods.
over the Mani. That's Armani.
That's me.
That's
Oh,
Armani.
good lord. Money.
Can you roll me that d20 because don't forget he's concealed. There's like clouds in the way. You
Oh.
can't quite see him because there's a big ledge and ruin in the way. It's all a bit
And-
messy.
20?
Yeah, okay, roll me the
That's
damage.
the way we fight.
I'm rolling. We did something.
Well, that ought to
Not
hurt.
nothing.
Just
I mean, it's
regular.
just a little bit of.
Produces his
Welcome back.
drops his thing, produces his long sword, and more importantly, he produces his shield. And then he crawls in the monastery, trying to get his attention from the side. Like, haha, I'm distracting. Oh, whoa!
Okay, I need to
You
start
sure
taking care of
about
that.
I pushed the wrong fucking button again. God damn it.
Is
It's
the-
okay, Butterboy.
This is the. Don't call me fucking. God dang it. I'm not a
Slippery.
butter boy.
Little slippery butterfingers.
The butter elemental is at it again.
Terry in the distance, in the darkness, soon illuminated by the light, is a creature. Another one of those fine, large boys, written by two fine gentlemen. They've all delayed their turns, which is to say that they all want to act on the similar initiative so that they can fight in groups and coordinate tightly. Now, you can roll me fire damage for that wall, because this thing is just going to leap right through it with reckless abandon.
Oh,
Zwoosh.
goddamn.
Handsome. Is there any save involved, or is it I think it's just damage. Yeah, it's if you're stupid enough to run through a wall of fire, that's what you get. The large creature takes only 5. It is a fiendish beast. The fires barely dare touch it. However, the riders aren't so lucky. They don't seem to be resistant to the stuff at all, and they're also kind of annoying that this guy just jumped in on that without telling him first.
Maybe use your people words.
I don't think it can.
These people words are.
They're like adjacent. The guys on the back though are like, oh, I'm going to relish in this one, and they take out some things that they own. Which ones are they going to
God,
drink?
they're gonna be.
Which ones are they going to use? I mean, to be fair, the fun one is to get nice and explosive. I can't push the button and just show everyone that this is going on. Okay, cool. They drink potions and start to glow with this acidic aura. And then they take their last action to take out a nice hooked javelin.
Oh.
Whoa, and monastery.
Well,
Monastery.
hey,
You're surrounded on all sides, but to be honest, that's just how you like it. That means
Pretty
they're
much.
close.
It's where I want them to be. Step 1, I'm going to
Also,
focus
Monastery,
on
at this
the-
point, you can tell that the people that have been tied up are all corpses. They are not alive, and they've been dead for a while, judging by the pallor
Yep.
of their face.
Ew.
shit.
Ah,
Yeah.
well, that's unfortunate.
I pulled a corpse on my face.
Gross!
Very gross.
Dude.
I'm pretty
What
sure
the
Argus
hell?
would...
Bad.
Normally, this would be the point where Argus would go, man, that's pretty cool. I get several free bodies.
That's what I said just now. That's not too bad.
The real treasure is the corpses we found along...
I mean,
Can I
just
tell-
because you're dead, it's not over.
It's
Can I
not
tell
ogre
how
till it's
hurt
ogre.
How
those
hurt?
It's not
two
over.
Oh
are?
my god.
Well, the regular is like not even staggered, not even half, but the berserker is definitely half, if not critical. Like he's gonna go into a blood rage and just start swinging wildly.
Right.
Oh yeah, by the way, for some reason I can see ogre hit points when I hover over them, but not the others.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
just sometimes how
like-
things work out. I forgot which creatures do and do not have that set up.
It's weird. But I'm going to focus on
it's
the
not
ogre boss, I guess. It seems like the biggest threat.
He does seem like the biggest.
I can see hit points on all the large creatures.
Argus,
and
shush,
not
it's
all
not
the
relevant.
ones.
If you want to know how much they have, I can tell you.
I'm going to smack him in the chops.
Well, he sure did smack his chops, I guess. You chop smacked him. Let's
then-
see. The positive energy does not apply, so that's 2 less damage.
Hmm.
And then I guess who's next? Nobody. Great. Next up, I'll probably just hit him again.
Missed by
Nope.
1.
Then shield up.
Blood Ghost Berserker gets mad angry. Roar! Gains some temporary hit points. Enters into a raw blood rage. 2x damage on attacks. -1 armor class. And swoop swap at Monastery. Luckily, you're a lot better with a shield than you used to be. Argus, you pop up somewhere, some town, USA. You can put yourself anywhere along this river you want. Because that's where you decided
Sure.
to get out of the water.
Fair enough. If that's the water, I think I'm gonna get out of it somewhere around here, right next to this bridge.
And that's where you are. You climb your way out, and that's when your turn starts.
Yes. Now, will it require me extra actions to actually climb on top of this thing?
Well, if you want to get onto the plateau itself, yes.
All right, fair enough. Let's see what I can do. I can see those idiots over there. Now, you did say they were quote unquote fiendish. I don't suppose that's actually qualifies them as fiends.
Wait, who was fiendish?
The writers.
This
on the
big
Borghese.
thing is definitely a fiend because the fire doesn't want to lick it.
Ah, fair enough. Well, I don't see it because of the
Ooh.
darkness, but
He's lit up
These
by a
guys
giant
are
wall of
what?
fire behind him. The problem is the smoke cloud in the way.
uh-huh.
Oops.
Well, you know what? You know what? Maybe I see something moving over there, and I'm not very happy with it. So I'm gonna open with something neat, which is this.
I just think they're neat.
Yes. Luckily for me,
Ooh.
it's not supposed to. It's targeting an area, so it probably wouldn't be affected too much.
What the
by
hell is
thing.
Holy Cascade and what?
It's basically a grenade that does extra damage to fiends, I believe.
Oh, excellent.
It works like this.
There.
So do you have holy water then?
Mhm.
I don't see any in your inventory, sir.
All right, fair enough. Well, I mean, if I have
It
the
literally
spell, then I
says it
can
requires you
unlock
to own a bottle of holy water to use it. Shaky
We
shake.
have some anti-ghost juice. We
it.
can
Well,
give
I
it
mean,
to.
look, fair enough. If you're gonna tell me that I can't use it right now because I don't have any on me explicitly, then fine, fair enough.
I'm
I'll
surprised that
prepare it for the next time.
I'm surprised that you read the spell and didn't think about the part where it literally tells you that you need it. I'm sure you have some
I
with
did-
you, considering
I
you
did
prepared it
think
for the
about
day.
it, I did think about it. I just didn't want to explicitly run around and change the inventory. Also, it didn't allow me to actually swap spells today. I just didn't mention it.
Weird.
I couldn't add them or remove them
then what do you wanna
the
do?
list of spells. All right.
What do you
well,
wanna
let's see
do?
what I can do. Well, this idiot is right here, and they don't look good.
So how do you just roll damage for this? Just right away with any. All right, you're hurting an idiot.
Yes.
Well, they're like up
See if I can reach 'em.
10-ish feet.
10-ish feet. In that case, I'm gonna have to move up the stairs then. That would land me somewhere over here.
Certainly.
Don't suppose it can reach this idiot.
Yeah, sure. You can get this
Alright.
idiot in the back. Monastery watches the scaly figure walk up the stairs and suddenly try to clock this regular in the back.
Obviously. Let's see.
That's a critical. I don't think he's gonna like that one.
Punch.
Clunk.
You watch his stern, focused gaze go right down to a man who was probably gonna go dead from a concussion in 2 seconds flat. It's like, well, fuck, I'm gonna eat this one. He's also nice and skin. Scaly skin. And their
Well,
teeth.
that clears who's the enemy and who's not now.
Teeth will take just a little nibble. You're nibbled.
It's a nibble. It does hit me.
You are hit. And then they grab you. This large creature's latched onto, I don't know, your arm, shoulder, somewhere. You can't move around too much. You're like, no, I'm gripped. He's gonna put soy sauce on me. Terry.
Grasped.
Bite me again. I like that.
Oh, evil. Absolutely evil.
No.
I will cast dinosaur form.
Whip out the classic.
So, 4th level.
They're
oh
gonna
my.
get more than the bargain form.
So
More
that
than they
then
bargained for. Eh?
Yes.
you're in Triceratops.
He becomes large.
Become a Triceratops.
Push them into the fire.
Don't forget to give yourself that sexy 15 temporary hit points. You're gonna need them.
Yeah.
You are now a Triceratops and you have 1 action left.
I'm gonna
Love that.
try and gore the bat thing with the horns.
You decide to gore the mount. Go ahead and roll me that goring.
What was it?
Attack modifier is +16
Plus
unless yours is
16.
higher. That is a solid blow. Roll me the damage. That's 2d6 plus 9.
That's 2d8.
28. Ah, yeah.
Oh yeah, Triceratops.
Show off some of that dino leg.
Kaboosh, kapow. Your magical horns burrow into it and give it something to worry about. Rock's offer.
Yeah, I'm here. Okay, I'm gonna jump up and move here.
Zhoosh.
No, actually, who do I flank from here? That's my
Nobody.
question. Okay, I'm gonna go here. Sorry, my bad. And I'm just gonna strike.
AC's 20. Show me the goods. On that critical sneak.
Shink.
Wait, this is... Oh no, he's weak to bleeding. Well, that's one hell of a strike. Well, you got 1 action left.
Okay, then I'm going with the dagger now.
Hell yeah.
Ow, oof. My
That's
guts.
That's a regular.
Yeah, that's a regular, but you still get sneak. In 5th edition, you're limited to 1 sneak per turn, which is weird, because it's one of the rare few times when turn is used in that context.
Oh.
Like, I just
That
want
is
to...
not around.
I want to get on this. It's... The sneak attack in 5th edition is weird. It's one of the rare abilities that goes off of the turn, not the round. Which means that once your turn's
Yep.
over, you can... It's so weird. It's goofy. It's silly. It just makes my head spin every time it comes up.
Redonkulous.
Seeing the fact that the people up over there need a little bit of help, these fine gentlemen are also going to take their goop, their goopy drinks of glow green. Let me give them some of them makes it look like they actually got. Whatever, we'll figure this out.
On a side note, Safi,
Yes.
I do have this thing, which I assume means this thing is slowed 1 now.
I think they get a fort
it.
save first, good sir.
They might. I'm not familiar with this yet.
Wapens, feast, unarmed
Yeah.
category, group brawling, They get a fort save against your class DC. Fun fact.
24.
Fun fact. If you are a spellcaster, technically you have no class DC because you have a spellcasting DC. And because of this oversight, spellcasters who get critical effects can just fucking suck it according to the game. And I think that's hilarious.
So how are you going to rule it? That I can suck it?
That this guy slowed one now.
All right, fair enough.
I just find it hilarious that it's one of those oversights you don't think about, but they're like, wait a minute. Did they rush 2E? They couldn't have, right? You think they would have taken the time. This was just like, the people were ruling correctly, which is such a 5E way to look at things.
It's so amusing that every system is better than the other one, but they also all suck.
Everyone has their own problems, man.
Except for
Everyone has their
5e.
own problems. I'm going to make these guys green, because they are now glowing with acid.
Oh, hell
Ooh.
yes.
Green boys.
Oh, ew.
They're green to represent the fact that if you hit them, they explode with acid.
Oh shit.
That sucks.
This creature runs up. Oh gosh, we're so used to this. This is one feature that the Think Foundry could use. Is that in Roll20, there's a feature you can push a button and it shows you how far someone went last turn, and it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Then this creature rears itself up for a mighty leap, and the Barghest, with all of its massive speed, lands up on the other side. Gesundheit.
Guess I'm
Welcome to
tired.
the party.
It does that little skid when it lands. This big guy's on fire. He's burning, and the flames are getting higher. However, he would like to hook you a question, Monastery. Oh, that's a great pun.
Ha 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 ha.
Actually, he's gonna try to trip you because I forgot that's the thing he can do, and then he can hit you with the trip.
Ah,
Trip is against your reflex DC. You're on the ground. In fact, I think you're on the ground, and you take 1d6 damage on the way down.
yeah.
Then he uses sweeping hook because he's like,
Howie.
Well, actually, let's intimidate you first. That's a critical success, which I mean that even though you are the kind of person who's like not easily frightened, you're a little spooked. And then comes the hook.
Oof.
Yep. The hook comes alright. I think that'll break my shield if I block it, so I'm just gonna take it.
Actually, your shield has more than enough hit points to take it. It's just that it would become it breaks. Sorry, destroyed is
Yeah.
the term for. Thanks, Pathfinder, for using slightly off terminology. Why couldn't you just use damaged? Ugh. Listen, I associate items that are broken with being kaput. Marvelous. Let's see. That was just 2 actions. Here's one left. Let's just give one more hooking. It's like,
That was 3, wasn't it? Oh no, the
sweeping
hook's
hook was a
free.
reaction.
Yeah, so
Money,
it's free.
I
money,
like.
money.
Evie,
Hanging out with hookers.
Evie, what do you do?
Hello.
What do you do? Do something.
Well, from my little perch over here yonder, I would like to perform a little volleyball serve at these
What?
buds, the bar guests in front of my bud Tiri, with a little blight bomb because, like, if flames don't work, maybe distilled disease will.
Distilled disease. It's quite a
Oh
jump
my
to be
God,
making,
you're
but go ahead and huck it.
Yeet. Well, I
Don't hit
certainly
me,
attempted.
please.
Well, that's one hell of a yeet. Roll me that crit.
Hell yeah. And let us do this.
As he
Roll it.
roars at Tiri to try and intimidate him, he just bites down on this bomb, I guess.
Just like
And,
chuck it at the molars.
Right in the gullet.
and swallows the most rancid garbage the world ever did see. Oh yeah, actually, that's 4 less damage than it should be because it doesn't include splash, which gets doubled on the crit, which is just great.
Good for us. Good for us.
And Regular's looking a bit hazy, but it's like, he actually recalls reading up about you guys because these guys were informed who you are and what you do, and he's like, I get a chance to kill this motherfucker who's killed so many on my own. Has been nothing but trouble. And he flies into a blind rage where, because he's so concussed by that hit to the back of the head, just draws scratch marks over your armor.
Oh, evil.
The Barghest just ate an explosive poison bomb, and he doesn't like that. Quick
That
thing.
is not good.
Yeah, listen. If someone ever throws a big ball of fire at you, or big ball of poison, you don't go gulp and take a swallow of it.
Yeah, that's probably the
Well-
worst thing you can do.
Like, not with that attitude, you don't.
The Barghest tries to push you off of here, because it's like, "Rrr."
Arrgh.
Okay, cool. Terry, I need to
remember.
look at something that T-Rex form did to you. Oh yeah, I like that. I need to remember this. I can pop things out. With a right click, I can make a pop-out message, and now I just have your dinosaur form available for me at all times. Let's see. Your athletics modifier is 28. Okay, cool. In that case, technically that isn't a crit fail. He really wants this. He really wants this. Actually, it's your 40C that makes this happen, which I think is higher than that. 23. Okay, cool. Yep. Just wastes most of his time. Well, since that ain't working out for him. Wait, no. Ah! Why did that
Stop
hurt?
trying to make
Why did
fetch
that hurt?
happen.
I just took off my glass and it hurt my ear.
Don't die.
I can't believe I fucking died on live TV.
Don't take off your ear.
I'm not Van Gogh. Let's see. What was I gonna
Oh,
do?
You
sure.
ain't going to be.
He was gonna give Tyri the old stink eye, the old spicy keychain.
Oh dear.
You're not a little bit spooked. Why did I do? Because I'm so used to doing it. Because I'm so used to doing it. Angry McAngry on their backs. Let's see, what are they gonna do? Well, you know what, Jerry? They have these hooked javelins, and you look like a mighty fine target. What's your armor class?
It would be 25.
Jesus Christ, you lucky bastard.
Yeah.
The javelins somewhat slide off, but you can feel their rough side, specifically designed to tear through you. Seeing that ain't working so hot, they take out their falchions and apply something to it. Specifically, they're planning to apply oil of potency to their falchions, giving it a little extra oomph. They're gonna bring out the big stuff now. Monstery. There's a fiend here. You can smell it with your paladin nostrils, if you have any. Or maybe your antenna just go wiggle wiggle. You're on the ground, you're a little spooked.
Yeah, I'm going to get up off the ground.
Attack of opportunity.
Wow.
Get good luck, chump.
Don't bully him. He's just a poor innocent man.
Nobody
Come on.
remains innocent in a war.
And then I'm just going to lay on hands myself real quick for 24 HP, I believe.
Marvelous.
Quick little heal.
Is it seriously the best moment you can be touching yourself?
Hey, listen, I just got full frontaled by a hooker.
You've one
I need
action
a
left.
moment.
How do you want to spend it?
Last action, probably. Probably shield,
Sure.
and my frighten goes away.
Argus. What do you do?
Yes. I'll try to get out of that grab. Let's see.
You can make an unarmed attack, an athletics check, or an acrobatics check.
I feel like I'm gonna do an armed attack for this. See if I can get out.
Well, you're pretty good at that. For some reason, you're a martial artist.
Yeah.
You got Fists of Fury. And
Yes.
the athletics DC you're going up against is 22. You break free.
Yes.
We're breaking
All right.
through.
He's got
Let's
to
see.
break free.
Yes. Going to attack it a second time, and then raise my shield. That's the second one.
You hit the ogre. This guy.
The one that was grabbing me.
You know you can all click things. Okay, sure. Go ahead. And hit the
Yeah,
ogre
I didn't this turn.
Show me the damage. Because that hits hard. Actually, that's a crit, so roll me a critical.
Oh, a critical? Fair
Yeah,
enough.
these guys are big weenies. They're big soft.
And hand me.
Well, they're. You know what? Let's just see if they're out of here. I'm
Yes.
kind of sick and tired of it's 1 hit point and it hung on because of temp. Terry, you're a little spooked.
I'm going to shove the bargeist back into the. No, that's not going to do much, but
Well,
Oh,
the
to
guys on
take-
his back will also suffer the flames, and they're not resistant or immune to it, as far as you can tell.
exactly. Then I roll athletics.
He's got to break free.
That's
That's a very dark blue.
If
18.
you're trying to shove, it's a 427. Sorry.
Down.
Actually, let me just double check for you because any other save they would have failed that. This is a shove. That is führt. You can always spend a hero point, you know.
Yes, I will use a hero point to push him in.
Well, you can roll me damage again.
Yeah.
Well, it still takes 2, because its resistance only goes so far. The guys on his back are getting a little annoyed at this whole getting pushed back into the fire over and over again part. You have 2 actions left, Mr.
Shove is
True.
an attack, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just gonna attempt to call the bag.
You have
So it's
reach
a
on that.
minus.
You have reach. Sure, do you have reach for those horns?
I do not. Okay. Use an action to move up closer, and then
Give him the old spicy keychain.
so that'd be 11.
My God, the keychain.
You hit him. Give him the gore. That bar guest is starting to look pretty woozy. Oh, wow. That's an amazing roll. Yeah, that bar guest is starting to look real bad now. At this rate, you're gonna kill these fuckers, and guess how you did it? You did it by not just standing there and wailing on things, but by setting up a cunning plan, by literally just putting them in the oven and letting them boil. Like a jerk. Rokk.
Or
Okay.
a good cook.
Let's go back to just hitting things. One question first. If I move here, will I have a disadvantage on attack or anything like that? Actually, will I have a penalty on attack? I'm sorry.
Yeah, he would have concealment against you, because it's big, but there's still this roiling fog. Actually, how long does that stupid smoke stick last? I'm looking it up. 1 minute or until dispersed by a strong wind. Alright, I guess I have to generate me some wind and see if there's enough wind that this would disperse any sooner.
Okay, let me see something. Where will I?
And suddenly a dragon lands, and the flaps of its wings disperse the smoke. The
If you want
situation
to fight the fire dragon early, that's fine by me.
no thanks. Like,
Can I
it's fine.
stand
It's okay.
here?
Yes, you can
Is this a place where I
definitely.
can stand?
You can stand on dead bodies. Yes, dead bodies are not. They're difficult to raid if there's a lot of them, but there's just like one dude.
I'm gonna just kill this guy then.
Oh, I can add a status to my AC to increase it.
Oh, that's sexy. This guy is super dead. He's so dead. You wouldn't believe how dead he is. That killed him. Ooh, that's more than half of his max. Like no. He was so proud.
Okay.
He was gonna kill Monastery. You would have been like, oh man, how did he do that?
Then
Yeah,
I'm
how
gonna
did he
turn
do
around
75 damage in one turn?
Then I turn around and hit this one as well.
Well, to be
Oh,
fair, he
here.
was gonna get promoted to Wormlord because he killed you. And then he would have gotten 12 extra levels,
Yeah.
and he would have been strong enough to kill you.
That's it.
Hey, listen, if you kill someone who's several levels above yourself, you get a lot of experience points. Now,
Yeah.
this is one thing I'm gonna waggle my finger at Pathfinder at. That in 3.5 and in 5e, if you kill something really tough, you could just totally just level up from one dude. It doesn't happen in the system, and I think that's a little sad. That's a little bit of magic that's just been lost. Also, if anyone from Paizo is listening, you can't fucking call that thing a mega dungeon. It's not super stupidly big enough for that. Stop making maps that are realistic and detailed and just make a fucking map that makes me go, God damn, that's way too big. What am I supposed to do with all this? This is bigger than the Atlas for France.
Cut it up in pieces.
Yeah, I really don't like the fact that Paizo insists on making detailed maps, and as a result, they can't make these big, flashy things that are just huge, mungus. So, just saying, Emerald Spire was a super dungeon. This is a super dungeon too. Don't even pretend. Point is, there are these rad dudes with attitudes. The bar guest isn't quite sure where to go or what to do. It's just like, you know what?
It seems like you guys are having fun. I'm gonna leave.
Yeah, you guys seem to be having just enough fun. It doesn't know what to think of you, Argus. You're like a wild card. It's like, wait a minute, who is this guy? I was told I'd be fighting 2 bugs and 2 weirdos.
I about to see.
Love that the bugs are the normal ones.
Hey, Monastery, you know, this happens to you just about every single game, but here you go.
Okay, I'm gonna give Monastery my hero point +4 to that. Because I know how this will go.
I flutter my eyelash and go, please, die, give me a 1. Flutter, flutter. That's a will save, by the way. Sorry. It doesn't mention, but it's a will save. Monastery.
Yeah, Monastery. Are you here?
Monastery. I think Dizzy.
Monster is not with us.
I think Dizzy doesn't want to accept the fact that you can't call me Butter Boy. Now who's the Butterfinger now, huh? Hitting your own friends. Yeah, I think Dizzy's just distracted. I'll take care of this then.
Plus
Oh,
4 because of
whoops.
fear point.
The button doesn't work because it doesn't specify what kind of will save is. Oh, thank you.
Sorry, I was
Hey.
off doing a thing.
Well, luckily,
Hello.
Rokk inspired you to hold on and keep that head straight. As a result,
Hell yeah.
you
Right.
discount as a success, which means that you only lose one action as a result of.
How many times have people cast like confusion and shit on me?
Well, you're heavily armored. You're obviously the fighter, aka the dumb guy with the low
This-
will save.
The same amount of times that they have picked up Snogu, to be honest.
The hilarity is that he's
Confuse the
actually a
enemies
champion
by
and has an
wearing light
expert.
armor.
So, actually, I think fighters get expert too, because bravery. So, I don't like that. Paizo, why did you do that? It's a stereotype. Come on. How are they supposed to know who has the low will save now? It's all, listen.
Confuse the enemies by wearing the wrong type of
Listen,
armor.
listen. The formula's always been: if it wears heavy armor, it has shit reflex, it has shit will, but it's good at fort. If it's not wearing any armor at all, but it is using a weapon, good at reflex, maybe good at will or fort, but it's gonna be bad at the other one. If it's wearing robes or casting spells like a Nancy, then it's probably good at will, but it sucks at everything else, and you can sneeze at him and it'll blow away in the wind like an idiot. There he goes. Bye, wizard. See you next Tuesday when the wind settles down. Point is to cast a spell upon thee, and let's see. I haven't done this, but I think this is hilarious. The fun thing is, it doesn't mention like how toxic breath would work in terms of action, so we'll just say that this Barghest can fly. That helps sell that original flight it did back there. It starts to blink out of existence. No, it's just
Oh.
it can sustain a spell to say, okay, cool, that's how that works. It's just gonna blink to sustain and go whoop whoop. Unfortunately, it had made a miscalculation. I don't think it gets to hold on to its fine gentlemen. But they're fine.
They just fall on the ground.
They fall on the ground. Ba-ba-cha. Well, they're still holding on to these javelins, and they feel kind of silly now, because well, they're going to huck it at you. One of them aims at Rockford, the other one aims at Monastery. This one's for Monastery, this one's for Rokk.
Does that miss
Nope.
me?
Then they take out their falchions, and they ready themselves
I
for
would
a
like to use my reaction
Show me the goods.
to redirect the second.
Show me the goods. I know what it is, and I know how this works, but
Sidestep.
it's a bit too wide of a swing,
Okay.
because one ain't gonna do it ever. And that's them. Ogre boss. He doesn't like the fact that he just got that, but he is like, man, I'm doing so good at beating up this one guy. I'm so good at beating up Monastery. I'm gonna keep going at that. I want my tuna. You're a can of tuna, right?
A can of something.
So he
Oof.
failed to trip you. I think you can either grab him or trip him. Let's see. Trip.
Grab him.
Critical failure. You lose your balance and fall prone. Okay, I guess he's on his butt now. He spends an action
Yes,
getting up
I
again.
need that.
So if anyone hears
Oh.
an attack of opportunity,
Hmm.
Monastery, do you want to use,
That'll be me.
you want to use attack of opportunity while this man slowly gets up?
Or more as well.
He's prone, so you got a +2 to attack roll. Ow! Mamie!
Bonk.
And then he's back up again. Very, very frustrated by the fact that he didn't trip you, didn't... Man, Evie.
Hello.
You know, this murder ambush sure is going a hell of a lot better than it should.
Honestly, can't believe our luck, so maybe we should continue being so good at it. You know, maybe invite this bar guest to Hotel Blightbomb once again.
Well, apparently...
Yeah.
I'm
Evie continues being Evie.
Yeah,
And
that's...
she's not even using a dagger this time.
yeah, this time.
Who needs a knife? When you got one of these?
Well, we're not playing knives, but
Oh,
is that
so I
awkward
see
or
you've
normal?
played the knife blight bomb game before.
Oh,
Rock, paper,
absolutely.
blight bomb.
Oh.
Roll me the damage, critical, please.
Knifey
Okay,
blight.
thank you, doke. It's something.
Oh, it's a dread on pool.
I got.
That's mental damage.
Dang it. I am a
Actually,
fool. I am a fool.
If it's the,
that was a misclick.
okay, if it's a blight
Um,
bomb, then roll me for the blight bomb, please.
yeah. Sorry, that was me
Okay,
being a
cool.
dingus.
In that case, all the toxins in its body, its mutated form, starts to collapse as you watch acid, poisonous, whatever, bleed out of his arms, Thierry. Wherever that bomb came from, you should thank that person gracefully, because they might be the only reason you're going to be standing in a couple of seconds. Hey, why aren't you guys green? I told you guys to be super acid. Also, I think they put that fun stuff. Okay. By the way, the color table here, if you want to select colors on this system, it opens up that old Microsoft Paint window. Remember that
Oh,
one?
I love
Oh
it.
my god.
I love
Ah,
it.
the classic.
Oh.
The bad part is that it doesn't save your colors to the little custom color section, which is that's just
Aw.
naughty. Terry, these gentlemen roll around you in combat maneuvers. They do a little combat roll. They get behind you. They line up their shots. One quick thing, I need to check out your wall of fire. I need to make sure that I got this one right, because I want to make sure that you get the appropriate amount of fire damage out of this. Let's see. Any creatures that are across the wall are occupying. Okay, so they already took that damage before. Well, they got you flanked, and they got an action. So power attack, baby.
Wait.
Yeah. So that's 2 strikes. Are those crits,
Yeah,
Tiri? That's all I want to know.
They are not. They are not crits.
Thank you. That's gonna make this a hell of a lot less painful.
Still pretty painful.
And suddenly, these guys don't look all that funny. The guy standing next to you, well, he doesn't have much he can do, but he can try to trip you. That's 25 against your reflex. That just makes it. Tiri's on the ground. His triceratops stomach exposed to these gentlemen and their large, cutty knives. Monstery, you're over there, and they're out here. Oh wait, I forgot. I need to apply splash damage to these guys too, because they did get hit by a sploosh of poison. Monstery,
A poison.
you lose 1 action, so you only got 2 for this turn.
Yeah, which is unfortunate. But what would be the best course of action? Probably
Eat a banana and up your potassium intake.
trying to finish this idiot off. So hit the dummy with the hammer thing.
That's exactly what you needed. If it wasn't for the fact that well, you need a little bit more. They look pretty winded, but they're also very determined and stupid, being ogres.
Well, I'd also like not to die, so I'm putting my shield up.
That's always a good.
I really like, by the way, the sound effect in Dark Souls when you put up a shield, the little clicky sound. Like, Argus.
Yes. What exactly are the effects of the blink, by the by? You didn't
It's
show it
resistant
in
to
the-
basically all damage but force damage because it keeps blinking out of the 5, resistance 5 specifically. So every bit of damage it takes is 5 less, unless it's force damage.
Is that a magical effect?
Yes, it's very magical.
I would like to dispel it. I'm going to take a step back and I'm going to dispel
What level dispel are you using?
I would have to roll because I have a 2nd level prepared. And this one is, I think, like 5 or something.
Well, it's probably upcast a little bit higher than 2nd, so to put it bluntly, when you do this, you have to roll against their spell DC, and if you succeed, you can dispel up to 1 level higher. If you critically succeed, up to 3, I think. And if you fail, it's lower. So, what spell slot do you have the spell in?
2nd.
Then go ahead and
Will
see if you
it
can roll me a
even
crit
be
success against DC 25, because that's what you're dealing with.
Alright, fair enough. That's the spell itself. And how would I roll it?
You have an attack roll on your sheet, don't you? For spells, on your spell section.
Yes, I do. There we go.
Whoop. Well, that's a nice wasted slot in 2 actions.
Mhm.
Dispel magic is a very demanding person to use, just like
Yes.
counterspell. Go do all this work just to make it work. Go ahead. What do you want to do with their other action?
The other action was to step away to avoid attack of opportunity.
Handsome. And it doesn't have any reach abilities. Okay, cool. Fair enough. Tiri, your arrogance has gotten the better of you.
I'm going to attempt to get up.
There was no resistance.
Okay, cool. Then I'm gonna shove this one.
Oh, that's just mean. Sure.
Yeah.
Their
Oh,
force
into the
DC is
stabbing range of Evie.
their force DC is 22. Whoop. And they take 5 damage on the way down, since they take half falling, and they weren't expecting that.
And then I'm gonna stab the other one.
Their armor class is not 19.
Yeah. Oh well.
You have 2 actions, by the way. Oh, yeah, you got up first. And then your frightened goes away. You're no longer all that spooked. Rokk.
Hello. I'm gonna, for my first action, I'm using. Yes. No. I'm using hunting spider venom. The
Delicious.
first one. This one.
Yes, yes.
And I'm attacking. So it's a regular attack. Wait, there it is. It's not flat-footed. Oh, damn. It went away.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
You have 1 action left, I think, because your poisoner lets you do that with 1 action.
Yeah, I have 1 action. I'm gonna try to suck it again with my rapier. Temp 2.
Ouch.
Yes.
Oof. Damage,
And
please.
that was.
No
damage.
sneak.
No sneak.
There
But
you
the
go.
poison damage.
It's
right?
not really relevant if they're dead.
Oh. Oh. Okay.
Yeah, they only had like 5 health left.
Safi, could you move the Wargaze so I could unclick the one beneath it? The dead guy. Thanks.
These guys are pretty fast. They're really fast. They got their neumies, my good sir. They got their neumies. First and foremost, though, this bar guest goes with a sustain, then it steps over a little bit.
Hello.
Ha 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 ha. Normally, Blake is a very erratic spell and sends you every which way, but these creatures seem to have quite the control over where they go and how they get there. So it's behind you now. It's like.
Is there
Well-
someone under the ogre boss?
Is there someone
Yeah.
on the. Yeah, it's,
Oh,
just,
it's dead.
it's a
Okay.
corpse. It's a corpse, my good sir.
Okay.
Then it wants to take a big ol'. What's it gonna do? It's gonna take a bite out of crime. It's gonna take a bite out of the law, actually. Monastery. Your butt!
No good.
Nope. 32.
Gentlemanly. We'll put this guy aside so that it's a. Get out of there, mister. Ooh. These guys do not have any light source or anything, sure, students. I'm surprised that it takes so. Ugh. Anyway, these gentlemen walk over in 1 action, because boy are they fast. And then they raise their falchions here, and they let it crash into ye. Monastery. This one is for Rockfur. Oh, oof, ow.
Sidestep.
Nope.
Show me how sidestep
Sidestep.
works exactly, because I need to know if it's like random or if you decide yourself. Monastery, that's actually a 31 because you're being flanked.
I mean, it still doesn't hit.
Oh yeah, your shield is up. Congratulations on keeping it not destroyed. Let's see.
I would like him to hit his friend.
Jason to you with a reach. Okie dokie. Well, that doesn't hit. If only you had him flanked. I don't know if flanking counts in that context. I don't think it does. Like, if you were standing over here, if that would count. I don't think it would, because that's not how flanking works from a narrative point of view. Like,
Yeah, I
he
think
doesn't
it has
flank
to be
his
an
own
ally.
ally.
Well, he's attacking his own ally.
Ugh, I guess that's whole. I guess from that perspective, you can't say worse. Evie, there's a dude next to you on the floor, and he looks like he's about to start making you in a mincemeat. Because he's like, you know what? If I can't kill a Tyrannosaurus, whatever that was, I'll just go. Make of what I got.
I don't know how I feel about.
You disappeared, Evie.
If you want to throw a heal bomb, that's fine by me. Healing bomb.
The heal bomb.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, you'll definitely.
Please do
Very
not walk
quiet
into the
all
water.
day.
You can sit on the edge, but you can't go there. So you can throw a heal bomb at good old.
Don't stand on him.
That's very rude. It's impolite to stand on your opponents. Just roll me healing for elixir of life that you're using. After that, you have 1 action left. So just like, where is it? Where are your healers? They're under consumables, elixirs of life.
Is the thing?
That's it.
Sorry.
Tira, you get 19 hit points back as you were hit in the back of the head with a healing potion.
Nice.
Okay.
One action left. You got a knife in your hand. If you want to use it, you can use it.
Oh, I accidentally did the wrong thing.
Oh no.
You good? Bud?
Sorry, that I clicked on the icon for critical damage rather than healing.
Oh, Jerry.
I don't want to live anymore.
I think you should take
Bottle
more
Jerry's
health
hits
just
though.
right.
like- Jerry's
Bottle
just like,
hit
you
me
know
with
what?
temple
I think
Evie.
this is gonna launch. Yes.
You're
Let
very
me
quiet, by the way. Or
click.
did you do something?
Hello.
You're away
we
from
go.
the mic.
God dang it. Yeah, it has deigned to dangle instead of be as a chin strap. Anywho, let's inflict some stabbage, as is traditional.
This is tradition for your knife.
Stab, 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 stab.
Well, that certainly got him right in the gut. Show me the goods.
Wait, don't you
let's.
have a better dagger?
I think I do, but you know what? Getting lost in this interface, it's already difficult enough. So
Yeah, you
this
got
is
you
fine.
got you got one of
Ooh.
those, which is actually
One
only
of
one higher.
them.
Yeah,
Oh,
for which
hell
damage,
yeah.
by the way, I think it's slightly higher.
Oh. Okie doke. Let's then do the higher one if God
I
allows.
want to know where you found this dagger because I don't even see like a conventional dagger on your sheet anywhere.
I think I oh god, it was when we were asking around for stuff that can fight ghosts, and we got a
No,
bunch of
no,
stuff,
where
right?
did you find it on your sheet? That's the question.
Oh, on my sheet.
The
It's in
regular
the
one.
inventory. Oh, I'm playing from the inventory.
Oh,
So,
well,
Okay.
fair enough.
yeah, it's in weapons. It's in weapons.
Yeah, I see it there.
Third from the bottom. Yeah. Hell if I know how to make it perform anywhere else.
Lower down the sheet is the +1 striking ghost touch dagger. That also has keen on it because it just keeps squirting people.
Dabble a dabble. Okie doke.
This guy's
Let's
gonna get
inflict
up.
some carnage.
This guy's just gonna get up. He dusts himself off for a brief moment before taking that massive falchion right on top of you.
Oh,
Luckily,
no.
Evie has pretty good armor and that's not a crit or anything, so don't worry about it. Does do
Don't
Fine.
worry
does
about
do
it.
wow. Oh, oof. No, Evie. No, you get that twice. So nice you
You
did
know
it
what?
twice.
That's fine.
Pretty bad roll for him though. The other guy was dealing with good old-fashioned cheery. He finds it amusing
Like, I
that you think.
understand.
He finds it amusing that you think you have a chance. Again, raises wound hit. Actually, no, he's gonna give you something else. He inhales deeply and shows you what they can do with that mouth of theirs. Splort.
I mean, y'all want a room? Y'all want a bush or something?
So please.
I'm going to. I've got a 50% chance of. I'm gonna use a hero power preemptively. Okay.
Hero power. You take half.
Yeah. Which still might be.
90.
A wash of acid waves over your body and then takes that big falchion. Just goes in for a sneaky hit.
Oh yeah, that hits. And that downs me.
Monastery.
Okay. Probably an idea to.
I'm dying.
Yes. Always dying.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just gotta perish a little bit.
So this is what you get when your con modifier is 0. Although Delilah can tell you what it's like if it's -1.
Hey.
I got 8 stamina points, baby.
Got the big
Nice.
health. Probably an idea to use to battle as a one action to get Rokk to move somewhere else.
Oh, thank you.
Hasn't he spent his reaction on sidestep?
Oh yeah, did
I
you?
did. I did.
Yeah, okay, then I
I
can't
did.
do that.
Then what do you do?
In that case, probably going to. I'm going to start by tripping that idiot.
Oh no. His reflex save is 28.
Oh,
Yeah, these guys are nimble. They're fast little fuckers. They're fast as fuck, as they say.
alright. In which
It'd be
case,
like that.
then. Probably try and follow it up with an attack. Just try and bonk him. Nope. Shields up for the
Bonkers.
last action. Being a big old armored lump.
Argus, what do you do?
Thinking. Hold on.
Argus
Stuff.
gives a think.
Well, you see, the good thing about you attracting all the bad guys in the area is that you do attract all the bad guys in the area. Well, since
My
this
job.
asshole decides to be, since this asshole decided to be resistant to damage,
Mhm.
I'm going to spend a hero point preemptively. I'm going to attack it with the. Hold on.
With the Austin
With
Power
us.
Karate Chop!
Pretty much. Let's see how that goes.
It's an amazing roll. It doesn't even hit.
I know. I'm flanking.
Doesn't even hit.
Hmm.
Wait, no, the lowest is the 23, you added +4, okay, then you hit.
Mhm.
Wow.
Alright, here's the damage, and that should ignore the resistances to physical. Which is what it has.
Cool. In that case, it just takes full damage.
Yes, and
Cool.
as the last action, there's some fucky stuff going on over there, so I'm going to move over here. I'm going to take the attack of opportunity if it decides to attack me.
It would like to
I'm
get a
moving
little
closer to
nibble
two.
out of you. No, that's the wrong guy. That
Yeah.
guy. Just take a little nibble.
Hmm.
Oh, that's a big
Oof.
nibble.
That's a nibble and a half.
I'll
Well, I
take
can
that
reduce it by 10,
No, you can hit him.
if you want.
and then counterattack.
Well, this is what Monastery likes to do
Ooh.
with his
Nope.
life. My skeleton
Okay.
it doesn't have enough skeleton in him for this to work. Suffer.
So is it 24 or 34 then?
24. The reduction still happens.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna jump over him. Not literally, and walk around.
Well, he doesn't have much to say about that one. He already took his
And,
reaction.
You know, I'm so sorry, but I'm gonna go Vial of Wonder again.
I would like to
Apply
point
it as
out,
a poison.
by the way, that there's a hilarious reaction chain that can happen, where Monastery
hold
spends
on
his
a sec.
action to make someone stride, who then uses their reaction to stride, who then gets someone to attack for opportunity, to whom Monastery does attack for retribution.
Yeah.
Reaction chains, baby! Alright, you're on the
That's
other side of this boy.
I'm
What do you do?
with Rokk.
I'm using the Vial of Wonder on my blade,
Fantastic.
and I'm gonna attack this big boy with it.
Cool.
What could
Um,
possibly go
That's a
wrong?
critical hit, so how about that D10,000? You get to roll me 2, because holy shit, this is going places.
There you go.
Cool. In the meantime, how about you roll me that sneak attack crit damage?
Yes.
Grain, grain, grain,
There we go.
grain.
Great.
Oh man, that
You're doing fine.
he's got to break free. Well, that's just hilarious. Your ooze causes you to become hounded by spectral hippopotamuses, who would like to have a bite out of you.
Out of me?
Oh.
Yes.
Oh,
Effectively, you
No.
are frightened for a short period of time while these things are these spectral figures that are trying to get a big old chomp out of your butt. There's a lot of biting happening in this fight. I don't know why.
Why?
But he used the potion, not me. Technically, because the grain came to the house of that guy, not my house.
Oh, this table
That's
yeah, you
specifies.
didn't.
This table specifies
Didn't drink?
whatever the person inflicting it or the person being inflicted is.
Oh,
the one.
okay. I'm sorry. Okay.
Okay, what's your next action? Because you have one left, I think. Or no, wait, you moved over.
No, I moved,
okay,
I
cool.
attacked. I poisoned. Yes,
Yeah.
that's me.
Well, Monastery, these guys have got you all to themselves, don't they?
Yeah.
They just
What
take
fun.
take a little step, and then they unleash this Actually, the smart idea would be to line up like this, and then get a double acid wave over you and Arcus. So we'll go with that.
Yeah.
Sploosh,
Aren't
sploosh,
they glad that I moved?
Aren't they glad that you moved?
Alright.
All right, you two, roll me 2 reflex DCs as 2 gouts of acid burrow through you.
Oof.
Hero point in that one. That's still.
That's a
no,
failure.
It's not a... And the other one's a success.
Handsome.
So I take 35 and then 14.
Oh gosh, remember when you said it would take a lot of damage to kill you? It's just look a little bit sparse there.
I meant for that weenie. Was real confident they were going to kill me.
Hey, don't be like that. This bar guest has got just listen. He doesn't really appreciate the fact that you're taking a big old bite out of crime there, Mister Rocksoffer. I'm surprised the bar guests, they get a couple of spells and all, but they don't really get anything too exciting in terms of like a weird attack option or anything. They're just kind of like there. He's gonna give you the death glare or Rocksoffer. It doesn't worsen your situation, but you do see those sterling eyes as 2 claws come sweeping at you.
Miss.
1 hits you though.
1 hits me though.
1 hits you though. Evie, your friend is
Hello.
on the floor and dying, but there's also a dude next to you who's like, "Nah, I'm a dude."
Well, I think I shall show off my integrity and priorities and like yeet another elixir at Fury. With consent, of course.
I don't think
Yeah.
he's in the
Curious.
condition to consent, so I figure I'm gonna have to wait until the combat's over.
Ah, okie dokie.
You can apologize
Well-
afterwards.
Okie doke. Well,
Silence
sorry
is
for
not
keeping
Fury,
you
consent.
alive.
sorry. It's time to just like yeet another glass bottle of shots at your head.
I appreciate the fact that you're doing this
You
next
will
to
be
a
hearing
guy.
from my lawyers after this.
Look, when you are an alchemist, when you deal with all kinds of goops, you will learn to be very careful about who you give them to, lest there be criminal charges again. But yeah, Terry, help yourself. Get some shots. Yeehaw!
Yeehaw.
Is theory
It's
of
certainly
age
something.
I wonder how many times I've actually gone down this entire campaign.
Quite a few. I'm sure Como can tell you all about it.
It's okay. You have a little rest, honey. It's fine.
Evie, what do you
then
do? You have 1 action left.
I think I shall shank the buddy in front of me, as you do,
Stabby, stabby.
and I'm gonna use the good one.
Marvelous. Roll me damage as you give him the old stabbies. He's honestly quite impressed how you were able to hold yourself up so well.
I mean, look, when you're not an ant, you have so many vital organs ripe for piercing. It's like so easy. Just pick any.
Thierry, what do you do?
I'm going to dispel dinosaur form.
You can't voluntarily do that, I think.
I thought you can.
Let's actually look it up and see if it has that.
Oh yeah, you can dismiss the spell.
Cool. If it mentions you can, you can. Bloop! You're a person now. I'll change your token.
Brip, brip, brip.
You're just some dude now.
Yeah.
Some guy.
I'll sudden bolt this fool.
Did you miss the part where I said these guys have really good reflex saves? We just had this
Maybe he
discussion with
fails.
Monastery.
Yeah, but I'm confident.
Sure, if you're feeling confident,
Out of cards.
this guy will gladly like do a little thumbs thing where he puts his it's like, yeah, I got you. Hey, well, still half damage. That still hurts his butt a little bit. Ow.
Also, everything I have uses reflex saves. I haven't ditched it.
Very, very, very well designed character. This guy down here
Short in options.
is a little upset at you. So, whoa, careful there, buddy. No, don't get too excited.
Nearly got his toe with that thing.
Well, you know what, Evie? He thinks that you're a waste of his time, which is totally not defending his own actions. He takes out a potion of some kind, which he plans to drink when his turn comes around. The other fine gentleman is looking over Thierry and wondering what the fuck that was supposed to be about. You call yourself a spellcaster?
I mean, not
Oof.
if you keep up like this.
Not anymore.
He's got to break free.
Yeah.
Oh,
He is
the damage is
dying
hard to
to.
roll.
Now the fun part is this guy's like, ooh, no risks taken. So despite the fact that Tyrion's AC went through the fucking floor, he didn't hit you the second time. I guess you fell too quickly for his sword to keep up. Monastery. One day you guys will learn to stick together, and that's probably going to be the siege because you're forced to stick together.
I mean, it was a pretty good idea to begin with. Like, all the enemies
If
were
they
over
want
here,
corpses,
and we were gonna like ranged attack them from the shore.
Flexibility is important
we
with
were
any
charging.
plan because no plan survives contact with the enemy, as we have all jollily learned at least 5 times. Monastery, how do you want to spend your turn? These guys spit all over you, and it was goopy and gross.
Is Argus dead?
Nah, he's just. Oh, he's dying, huh?
Yeah, you didn't tell me, but I caught up with the rolls I scrolled up. That brings me to 0.
Oh,
ooh,
That's
yikes.
unfortunate.
We'll
Well,
fix that. Don't you worry. We'll handle it somehow.
I just figured out that we need a necromancer in this group. That's what
Honestly,
we're missing. Well, that's what we're missing.
I think that'd be
like
a little out of character.
usually it's a healer. Usually it would be
Yeah.
a healer, but I think we die too
This
fast for
group...
that.
we just need a necromancer.
To be fair, this whole ambush was set up to kill your fucking asses, so of course it's gonna kick your fucking butts.
Yeah,
Uh,
can't blame him for that.
Wait, the DM is trying
they
to kill
got us
us?
there.
I'm not trying to
No.
kill you. The Red Hand wants to kill you. The
The friend?
too many of their fine high-ranking lieutenants have died, and you've thwarted several of their plans. So yes, they're gonna send part of their best men after you to go and kick your fucking asses.
That's a good way to lose their best man.
I mean,
I'm
these aren't
gonna
their
put-
best men. You're gonna find out that their best man is gonna make you shit your pants, but that's for when we get there.
I mean, it's mostly
Uh-huh.
dragons. Those are the best men.
I think the
But
dragons got
that's a
nothing on their
problem for
actual
future
best
ones.
men though,
Yeah.
or the demons.
Well, I'm going to put my shield up first,
What a terrible idea.
and then move over to here.
Hmm.
But hold on, just before you do that, I still have the 1 hero point. So I could bump that save by 2, and that would make it because it was 22 and the thing was 23. So I could be standing. Would you allow that, Radcon?
Wait, what are you
Because I have
saying?
I'm saying I'm going to use the 1 hero point that I still have remaining, and I'm going to bump that 22 save to 24, which beats the 23.
Sure,
So I won't take
we
one
can
of
do
those.
that.
Oh, okay, then I won't do that. Still have my shield up though.
Because I don't want you to take like the billion attacks of opportunity over that.
What? Sure, go on, move on. Scoots.
And
Like,
I'll,
let's minimize the amount of corpses.
just drink one of the healing potions in my belt.
The
Yeah.
big sips. You know, this is like the perfect time to take the biggest, strongest one you got and tell that potion maker that you can handle them.
I mean, the strongest ones we've got, I forgot to put on my belt.
Gosh
They're
darn
still
it.
in the-
They're in your bag.
Why did I put my
Yeah, look.
mixtape on my belt?
They're in the loot bag, so I'll remember if I survive this.
In that case, it's
And
Argus's turn because guess what? He didn't
Well-
get his ass fucking kicked.
I'm gonna move 30 feet over here, and I'm gonna cast.
Wait,
the
Monastery,
two-action
you didn't
heal.
put up your shield, did you?
I did at the start of the turn.
Okay, then you're done because you took an action to take your thing out and an action to swallow it.
Yeah.
Argus runs the hell out of here.
Let's do the 2-action heal. That's the 1, and that should add 36 on top for level 4.
For level 4, and that's 32, yes.
32,
So that'd be
yeah.
like 50.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh. Thank you.
Become healthy.
Zdravo.
Hey, you might actually survive one attack.
Potion of unfuck this guy.
Mr. Rokk, you're still surrounded by hungry, hungry hippos, but hey, maybe if you can kill this Barghest, you can turn this thing around.
Okay, I'm gonna start wailing at this fucking thing.
Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. You hit him. Give me that crit. You
That's a
suddenly.
crit. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Oh, that's just a success, though.
That's just a success. Okay. I'm gonna go with the second attack
You
now.
suddenly experience an immense sense of vertigo.
Oh, seriously?
You become clumsy too for a short period of time. Yeah, when I said that arcane garbage is not necessarily a good thing to throw on things, here you go.
I love
Welcome
it.
to the QED section of the walkthrough.
Did I lose any of my actions to clumsy?
Clumsy just reduces stats,
yeah.
I think.
Yeah, it just makes all your deck stuff worse. Which you're a rogue, so
Okay.
whoops.
Whoops daisy.
Whoopsie doopsie.
Well, you
Okay.
know, it's you can still give this Barghest a good old talking to because you still have 2 actions.
Okay, I'm gonna continue attacking with the rapier.
Man, despite the fact that your head is spinning, you're attacked by invisible hippos, but you still kick this man's butt.
Yeah, we'll hit it one more time.
You need a little just a chef's kiss.
Uncle Phil.
Do it.
There's that chef's kiss.
Yeah, there's the smooch.
Get him.
Fuck you.
As you give him the old spinneroonie, and as he turns around to throw you off with all of its mighty mass, you just hit him right in like the what's that called again? The palate, like the top part of your mouth. You hit him there,
Yeah.
and it goes places where it makes him go cross-eyed.
On the chin.
They can't use their acid breath for a bit, and they just notice that their mount died, and they're not very happy with that. So,
I'm experiencing a low of my drug, and I wanna kill you.
Sorry about your horse, bud.
Like it's certainly a trip, and it's only bad for you.
this guy is pretty mad about that. So he like charges in the monastery to trip him. Succeeds, and then he hoists his weapon high. Is like, you will
Why
pay.
is everybody so rude to Mani?
You will pay.
Mani's like the only one with morals.
However, you
But
roll
not
across the
today.
ground. It misses you.
Why?
Call an ambulance. But not for me. Wait, that should be Argus's words, actually.
The other one
Yeah.
dashes towards Rokk because guess what? You're dangerous. He tries to charge you off.
No, I'm not.
However, I think it's fortitude, so you get shoved back a little bit. Whoa! And because of your immense sense of vertigo, it's kind of hard to keep. What is up now? You tumble down to the ledge you were on a bit ago. You can roll me acrobatics to see
No.
if you land on that ledge at least somewhat decently, or if it's a mess.
Second acrobatics. There we go.
Luckily,
Oh,
you're
we're
out.
good.
Luckily, this boy's got those slick moves.
The raddest flip.
You somehow land with your feet on the ground, although you're pretty sure you're not a cat.
Close enough.
I'm a
Cats adjacent.
hyena, firstly.
He walks on over and stands over you, and he's like, "Man, I was hoping you'd hold on to that ledge so I could cut your fingers off like a guillotine." Evie,
Rude.
Damn rude.
the man in front of
Hello?
you looks like he's about to sip a potion.
Can I like slap the potion container out of his hand?
That's an athletics
Just
check.
like- You know how moms will somehow just like slap a lap whenever a toddler starts putting something in their mouth?
Yes.
Yes, I'm talking to distract from the fact I'm getting lost in interfacing. Well, that vibe.
Babu.
Where?
Babu.
Good luck. Yeah? Athletics, you say?
Yes.
Okay. Holy shit.
Oh boy, that's a critical failure. Careful with that.
Oh, dang it.
No
You
beans.
you lose your balance and are flat-footed until the start of your next turn.
Accidentally, you hold this
You
beast's
still have 2
hand.
actions.
Huh, dang it. May one of them be the good old shank?
Yes, you can definitely shank him.
With multiple attack penalty.
Yeah, because disarming or
Yeah.
whatever I was going to rule this as was definitely going to fall in the. Anyway, go ahead and give him the old,
Mhm.
the old shish kebab.
Okie dokie. Y'all guide me through not fucking the rolls up.
Well, that hits him somehow.
Somehow.
You're like awkwardly spinning a bit after that. After he spun you around. Go ahead and roll me that damage.
Just a damage or one of the numbers?
The damage.
There you go.
You have 1 action
Well,
left. How do you want to
is-
spend it?
You know what? Let's just slap him with an alchemist fire. Like just
I'd like
point
to-
blank.
I like to just pull one of them out of your bag and just fucking hug it at him. Sure, go ahead, amuse me.
Just like
Punching with it
whip
sometime.
whip it out and slap him in the face.
What's the fire damage looking like? That's very impolite. You also take a little bit of fire damage yourself, because guess what? You're standing really close.
It'd be like that. It'd be
Fire,
like that sometimes.
fire splooshes onto you. Tiri, the guy in front of you is giving you that look of like, why don't you just fucking die already? Come on, man.
If I cast Elemental Motion, can I start flying right away, or do I have to get up?
I think once you cast it, you can just start flying. Yes.
All right. Bye.
You just
says
horizontally
no.
take off from the ground.
Iron Man style.
Personally, I prefer the idea of just an explosive rocket fart. Yes, you can start.
Volcanic rock.
So you can move 25 feet wherever you want, however you want.
So how far was that? Like,
That's 15, so yes, you can move an
10
extra.
more.
yeah, I'll stay here, but maybe go up like.
He can probably reach you from here if he tries. If you
Yeah,
aim
maybe
there.
like 10 feet up.
And like 10 feet up. Okay, I guess you're like 10 feet up. I don't want to be a buzzkill, but he can still technically hit you under those circumstances. But whatever, we'll just say that that's not how math works for today. This guy is gonna take that potion and turns invisible. You cannot see him no more. He's all like, I'll hit you when you
Hashtag
least
real.
expect it. And he slinks away, planning to unleash a devastating stealth attack later.
Oh,
Yes.
diggity dang.
And, everyone loses track of him. Wherever he is, he's there now.
Whoosh.
Walks over, takes out a javelin, and hucks it at you, lady down there. You look like easy target since you're like a little off balance.
Well, dang.
You take 1d8 bleed damage. So at the end of every one of your turns, you start bleeding. Oh no, wait, that's just bleed damage itself, not persistent. Excuse me. Yeah, just big ol' heart scar. Oof.
Am I gonna get a 6 card from this?
If you don't heal it up properly, probably. Monastery.
Excellent.
You're on the ground. You need to stop being there.
Yeah, this keeps happening.
Well, don't make it so easy.
People keep knocking you over.
And people keep killing
much fun.
Thierry and keep trying to mind control him. So listen, it's just the way the world works nowadays.
Eh. Well,
It's like they
I'm gonna
know.
get help. Gonna get up off the ground. Should be my catchphrase. And then I'm going to. I probably still want to have my shield up. But it's too juicy.
Juice.
I'm gonna run over to here
Oh no.
Oh fuck yes.
and shove
Push
this
him down.
idiot as far as I can.
Yes.
Nice.
That's what I wanted to do, but yes.
DC Force 4 is 22.
Alright.
Can
Okay.
Monastery push him?
Got a good chance.
So he's going to land on top of Rokk.
Okay.
Cool. Cool.
Not as far as I would have liked.
Yeah, but he is down there now on top of... We'll have to... What happens when creatures fall on top of other creatures? I'll look that one up in the background. In the meantime, you have one action left.
No, I had to get up off the ground.
Oh, yeah. What is this cat you just put? Oh. Why is the other cat
love
so okay with it? He's just like, I'm here now, I guess.
Because that's what big cats are like. They're just like, oh well.
I like how the
guess this is
cat
my
just fucking turns around and lands. What a fucking nerd. Ugh. I can't stand
Kitties
this cat.
always land on their feet.
No, oh, here we go. Falling on a creature. When you fall on a creature, that creature can attempt DC's 15 reflex save. So, Rokk, can you roll me a DC 15 reflex save? Isn't it weird that Pathfinder has fucking set DCs? You have a DC chart.
Can I ask you a question? I think my plus is a 50. It's a 13. It's a 17. Does that mean I make it?
Sure, we'll just roll with it.
I mean, it's a 27.
You take no damage. He, however, takes 5 damage from hitting the ground. Eh.
Am I prone? Is he prone?
He's prone.
Okay.
Because he fell on the ground. Argus.
Those are
Argus
important
roll.
rogue questions.
Yes.
You're all standing on a ledge. What do you do?
Yes.
Some kind of ledge lord.
Oh no.
You're
That's
going
it.
on a shit list.
I'm using that.
Winky
You're going
face.
on a shit list.
Someone in getting heals.
Like, no more heals for you, only harms.
Yeah, exactly.
You hurt my emotions, I'll hurt your soul. I mean body.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out a way to do this.
What are you trying to do? Maybe I can help you, or your party members can help you.
Well, I'm gonna walk back. I'm gonna put the double heal on the monastery.
Oh
Double
man.
action one.
Oh.
That's so nice.
Yes.
Here, monstery, take.
15 plus 32, 47.
How handsome.
So that would be.
Rokk, go ahead and let him have it.
I would like to stand up, and then I'm gonna show this guy what does sneak damage mean.
The true meaning of snake.
Yes.
Gosh.
I'll show you the meaning of pain.
Ow! You have 2 actions left.
That was a miss.
Blocks a blow with that big old sword of his.
I stood up with my first one, so that's it.
You weren't prone. Were you?
Oh, I'm so sorry.
You were clumsy.
I was clumsy.
Oh.
There we go.
Oh. Well, since you like shoving so much, monastery.
It's a shoving match. We're playing Fall Guys at this point.
Pushes you forward. And he produces.
Hey.
And he produces some other kind of potion. Its purpose unknown.
La potion.
Leprosy?
Poison. This guy's gonna get up real fast. Whoop.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello, Mr.
Ew.
Miss Obama.
Mr. Obama.
Oof.
It's been like a decade and that still works.
I mean, I can reduce that. I don't know if he's technically in range. I
Technically,
can hit him.
he's in range. He's like 5 feet below you. Yeah, kind of. Yes, maybe. It's
Yeah,
awkward.
I mean, but Rokk still takes 10 less damage.
Evie, it's your turn again.
If
What do
you
you
hit,
do?
right?
Hello. Since my best bud up and vanished at me, I think I would like to skedaddle closer to this lad.
He's 10 feet up. You can't really hit him from
Oh,
here.
shit.
There's a
Well,
ledge in the
then
way.
cancel that. Oh, there's a ledge left. Well, I think it's gonna be just more eating stuff at people. Gonna have like, you know how
Just bitch
blacksmiths
full.
get one massive hand? I think that's what's gonna happen to Evie, only with 2 because she has 4. Just from eating all this stuff at people. But yes, let's target a boy. Whip out one of them blighter bombs.
Ooh.
Crit. Crit.
Sometimes you just want to throw acid at somebody.
Sometimes you just want people to go, ow!
Yeah, out of life. Hope your spark fades, bench.
Terry, what do you want to do?
I'm gonna move a bit over to this. Wait, what's my range on Fuse Flame?
No longer clumsy.
Terry swims away.
Yeah, I can hit. Yeah, Produce Flame.
Boink.
Miss.
Darn.
Dorn.
That's all I can do.
It's
for
Kyle
casting.
Kadarn.
Spellcasting.
Dun 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 dun, sneaky boys. Bum ba 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 ba. This guy holds his falchion with 2 hands, leaps forward with the greatest of ease, and does a plunging attack.
Damn.
Imagine failing that jump.
Yep.
Just overshooting into the trench.
It's more like you managed to nimbly dodge aside. Monastery.
That's me.
It's a me.
Monastery.
I'm probably gonna move away from this edge, so I'm gonna go. Half. Yeah, probably here is best, and start fighting this idiot. Nope. Shield.
Argus.
Yes. Well. Hmm. All right, I'm gonna move over here, flank this guy, and attack him once or twice.
Gets a crit.
Bap.
Being a priest of light in this dump is a dark job.
I know exactly how you feel.
Oh.
He's also slowed now because you hit him
Yes.
right in the back of the head. You lose an
Yes.
action, so all that matters.
Yes. And I'm gonna hit him again.
Hand wraps of mighty blows.
Therefore, when you want your punches
Go
to
ahead and
be
damage him.
punchy.
Is this regular damage or
Regular.
is this a crit? There we go.
You
13
get,
on
you get
top of that.
two solid bonks in the back. The concussive
Yes.
force kicking in. Ow, his head. Rokk, this guy next to you. He's no longer prone, and he looks
Tiri?
like...
Oh, no, never mind. Sorry. I'm an idiot. Okay, I'm gonna move here for no actual
Into the
reason.
water.
No. Shush. I didn't do that. I'm gonna do twin feint. Twin feint. No, okay, twin feint. First
Try and
attack is
throw him off.
Fin twain.
yes. First is gonna be with a dagger.
Ooh.
Damn. And the second attack makes him flat-footed, and I'm gonna go with the rapier.
Rapier.
Oof.
Those are some big misses.
I have a third attack, and he's still no.
No.
Yeah, I do. I have a third attack.
You have a third attack, but he's not flat-footed against it.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with my rapier and hope for the best.
Hit.
There we go.
Hit.
14 damage.
You
I
did
did
it.
it.
This guy's not very impressed by how your combat performance so far, so he takes a step to the side and gives Monastery the old kip and caboodle.
No one actually hits. Wow.
Luckily, whenever they hit like trucks.
I'm gonna shield block that. Oh no, I
Let's see.
miscounted. Now my shield's broken.
Oh no!
Oh well, I'll get it fixed eventually.
We'll
Eventually.
rub some lotion on it later. For now, it's attack time for our good friend Rokk. That's a hit.
That's good.
Okie dokie.
Rock their world.
Okie dokie.
Eve. There's a dude in front of you.
Well, hopefully not for long. Could I whip up like an alchemist's fire, then flip the bottle like in my hand to hold it by the neck, and then just like do one of those bar smashes?
You can definitely do that. Go ahead and show me the goods.
Are you tall enough?
I mean, probably.
Tall enough.
You hit him.
It's certainly something. I just gotta keep like putting conditions on this dude until he dies.
And at this point, I think he's like blighted and on fire. Very least he's on fire. A little bit.
Yeah, well, you know. it'd be like that.
Jerry, your friend just threw a bottle in this guy's face. What a jerk.
I don't want to. My rolls are kind of bad, so just under produce flame.
Thank you for hopping onto the flaming
You hit
hot
him.
bandwagon.
What a bad roll.
Wait, these
Cool.
dudes explode when they die.
Yeah. Be careful.
I just realized that.
Suddenly, from behind
Probably.
Hate
monastery.
that word.
It's Mr. Sneakum,
Ah,
Oh, hey, John Sneakman.
who does a power attack with sneak power. However, monastery's
Turn you up.
armor is so thick that a big cutty blade can only do so much. Why are you so mean? You annoying little spider, when you could be dead! Chick.
No, you.
No, you. No, you. Wait, that's
Like
the
the
wrong
peak
one.
of debating.
That's the wrong one. 4010 plus 6 times 2. That's for you, Evie. The big ouchies.
Hello. Oh, well that hurted my feelings.
How verily. Monstery.
Truly.
They're giving you the old pincer maneuver. Both sides, people coming right at you.
I think I'll use one action to battle and get Como to move. Well, not Como. Argus to move. Preferably to flank one of these guys. So like either one of those spots.
I mean,
Probably not.
if you force me, sure, I'll do that.
No, it doesn't
you don't
force you.
have-
I have a plan.
Yeah. I'm essentially giving you the option.
Oh, so it doesn't like forces.
No,
Yeah, they can use
you
their
can
reaction.
use your reaction if you want to, but if you don't, you don't. Argus, your turn is
Uh,
like in a moment. You're gonna get your reaction back.
I know. No, that's not what I mean. Is that I wanted to cast a spell, but it might be a problem. Actually, yeah, I'm not gonna move because it might cause problems.
Yeah.
I'm gonna attempt to crowd control them since they're all here.
All right, what do you
Alright.
do?
I'll just vanilla attack this guy instead anyway. Nope. Keep rolling 23s.
If only.
And shield, I guess.
If
It's not gonna
only
get
you had a
done.
bard. If
You
only,
say that every game.
If only you had a cleric with bless.
We do have bless. Unfortunately, I'm gonna
You know,
this turn. I'm gonna attempt this.
You're gonna give him the old spooks.
Yes, because
The
they
old
explode. I
spooky
don't want them
keychain.
exploding anywhere close to my.
Give him the old spooky
Uneasy
keychain, I
hours.
guess.
Yes, exactly.
oh, the beans!
Nah.
How the bees
Yeah.
can fall.
Wait. Yeah. You see that? Wait till you see. Hold on. Where's that freaking
He
thing?
gives him the old spooky keychain, and it works.
This fucking thing. If I live long enough to 15th level, people are just gonna shit themselves and die immediately.
Well, that -3 sure is gonna hurt you. One action left, Arcus. What do you want to do with it?
I'm
Also,
gonna use the one
I
action to
have
heal myself.
no idea why you thought that moving
What?
and helping your friend out was going to stop you from casting the spell. It didn't. It wouldn't have.
What I meant is it could have caused an attack of opportunity.
They have not shown that ability at all so far.
Oh well, better safe than sorry.
Better sorry
Yeah,
than
better to
safe.
ask.
Yes, and then I'm gonna use. Hold on.
You can always slap yourself with a
This-
one-action heal if you're feeling a little greedy.
Yeah, there is a massive freaking list of things that I have to go through, so I'm gonna use battle medicine on myself.
Just gonna put a big old band in yourself.
Yes.
Oh, Paizo, how you botched everything to the point that your errata needs to completely reconfigure how inventories work. I am honestly starting to think that maybe they didn't. Something went wrong somewhere, and who knows what it is. But what matters now is that it's Rock's turn. The guy in front of you is
27 is 4d8. Is that correct?
depending. If you are okay, you're trained, so you can only go for the 2d8. Yes. Although
Yes,
that's a critical
so-
success, so it's 48. Yep.
Yeah.
Also, if you
Wow.
were wounded, it's gone now. Although no, yeah, it does not remove. Okay.
Yeah, you need the full.
There is a
medicine.
special-
Also, why does this thing have an editor's note when you can just edit the text? You're
That is
not.
what editor.
They're not the core rulebook. They don't need to have errata mentioned as errata. They can just implement it. Ah, Rokk, what do you do on your turn? The guy in front of you is slightly spooked, which lowers everything that he does, including his armor class.
Oh,
I'm gonna move with my 2 actions over here.
climb right back up again and scurry over.
I'm just gonna strike this dude.
Well, his
real
armor
fast.
class is 21 after all those spookums, so sure. What a mega crit. Bam! No, that's a mega crit. Damn. Ooh,
That was it. That was me.
you punctured his lung.
Yes, that was my goal.
Good for you.
He has all the right to be terrified, considering you just punctured his fucking lung like that. God dang. Since he is fleeing, he has to run away from, I think, let's see. I think he just has to run away from good old monastery as best as his little leggies can carry him. The best part of fleeing is that if you want to, you could totally attack opportunity. Let's see, fleeing. Fleeing. You're forced to run away from fear. Once in your turn, you must spend each of your actions trying to escape from the source of the fleeing condition as expediently as possible.
Whoosh.
Brand band.
Oh wait, no, it's Argus that's the scary thing, because he's the one who cast the spell.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, see you later, bubs. He's gonna run. Since these guys move 35 feet, this guy just vanishes off the map. As he moves quite
Okay.
literally 105 feet.
Damn.
Bye.
Yes. There he went.
That's one way to take care of someone.
Here he go.
This guy, climbs his way back up again. Why did you leave me? I was gonna kick your ass.
I don't want to deal with you.
Goes for a swift strike at good old monastery.
Dink.
Eve.
Hell
There's a
no.
guy looking you in the eyeballs. Shank him! Get him!
I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get him.
Put up those fists and get him right in the pancreas. That's a crit.
Surely
That's a crit.
This is a good sign. Say goodbye to your organs, bud.
Well, you're very close. If you just get a little bit more, which is to say that any attack that hits from you will kill him.
Ooh.
Oh, what?
Yeah,
you
you
get to
should
see
I
the blowy
get-
uppy.
So if you want to, you can roll me 2 more attacks and see if maybe you hit him.
I would certainly love that. Is that the
You get
lower number thingies?
yeah. You have to click the -4 for the next one, and then the -8 for the last one.
Okay, thank you.
The MAP increases by
Uh.
1 stage. So does the number you click. That's a miss.
Okay.
Try again. Come on, you can do it.
Crit.
Yes.
Hell yeah. Okay, doke.
And now he explodes.
And the stabby pulls through.
It worked. Finally.
How does the explosion look?
What is everyone talking about this guy exploding? Oh yeah, he took
He's-
the. Listen, that was me completely misunderstanding how this works and me getting constantly annoying at how it works.
Oh, okay.
So the way that it works is if they touch you, but no one's touching these guys. So
Ah,
We don't want to touch them.
I mean, we don't need that kind of energy in our lives.
Terry, it's your turn, and the guy who almost killed you is, well, he's worse off than you are.
Yeah.
I feel like that.
Zup. And so that guy's running away.
Yeah, he's already gone.
So,
The other guy.
the one fortitude thing I have.
I'll let you hit them both. Sure, why not? Have fun.
Sure. Okay.
You
the
deserve a
fingers?
modest reprieve. That's a critical failure and a failure. Show me the goods.
Horrible damage roll.
Yeah, I don't think that really matters. This guy falls to his death. And the other guy just takes a big owie and gets pushed back a little bit. Well, would you look at that? Whose turn is it? Is it your turn? Your turn. Let's get the hell out of here. Monstery. I think that's all of them. Would you
Yeah.
like to? Would you like to pursue, or is this like it? You're like, yeah, let him go.
Wait, do I have range to shoot this guy? No, I don't. It was 100 and something. Never mind.
Yeah, they're pretty far away by this point.
Yeah, I don't think I'd be able to catch up to them.
These guys could almost outrun a horse, or maybe they can. I think they can actually. Whew, scary.
And speak of her name. Fear.
You know, that's exactly
Tell
how
your
you get.
friends.
That's exactly how you get torched by dragons that just do flyby runs and don't bother with anything else. You know, like last time. That worked out great, didn't it? You had to hide in a hole like a bunch of cowards.
Hey,
But we survived.
Hey, a bunch of people intent on survival.
yeah, we didn't want to
Cool.
alert an entire army to our position.
Well, that's
We just made them burn out the forest.
which is exactly what you didn't just do. Anyway, I get the fun task of calculating experience. Whee. At least this isn't 3. Actually, if this was 3.5, it wouldn't be that bad if you just take a system. You just write down a different number than the experience totals themselves. Let's see. Let's take a lot of look-see. First off,
Beep boop, beep boop. Experience it, Tron.
there are 6 7th level characters in there. Because those were the 2 strike squads. The Bargists and their riders were all 7th. The Blood Ghost Berserker is a 5, so that's 15. There was a baby, which was 10. Wasn't there a second? Yeah, there was a second child. Small infant compared to your power levels. Technically, the big guys also count as babies. The Ogre
Baby
Boss is
man.
another
I
7.
mean, we did kill a bunch of them easily earlier.
And I think that's it. No, wait, the Blood Ghost Berserker? Yeah, I counted him already. Cool. In total,
What's worse than a goblin?
this
A
fight,
child.
as they flee away, so too do they tell you the experience totals you've earned.
Oh, well. Well, thanks, buds.
Ooh. How much is that in total?
785 in total.
Thank you.
Whee.
I didn't do mathematics.
Just no.
Alright, kids. Back on the road. Your traveling token has gone nowhere in particular. But the rest of the trip will be
Should
nice
I
and
patch
quiet.
them up?
Yeah, we have time to heal each other up as we go.
Yeah. A mix of lay on hands, blessings, shots.
Sure.
Well,
Cool.
glad to meet you.
So, what brings
I
you out to
assume
the?
How about
Middle
y'all
of the-
say hello while I go to the bathroom?
Oh,
You can take a
excellent.
break if you want.
since you were fighting the enemies, I assume we have a common goal.
And granted, you saved me.
Killing these things is a service to community.
No, true.
Where we're
Probably
going, there's
returning
gonna
from
be even more.
Drelling's ferry that you visited a while back and saw you
Mhm.
driven out of the city. Thought you could use some help. Plus, you attract all manner of nasties, and my bedside matter sucks. So, I guess I'm here
Well,
now.
we appreciate any pair of hands we can get.
Even if they're rude, we we don't need manners. We just need heals.
Yeah, I was well informed of that. Now, just as a forewarning, I'm not supposed to destroy what sustains, but if you act like idiots, you know, I might start thinking you're not sustaining anything.
Not
I
even
mean-
world peace.
Yes.
I mean,
I
I
mean,
assume the
I've
statement.
heard things. I've heard things.
You probably heard
You
the
should be on your
wrong.
best behavior.
Oh,
Hopefully
like
good.
I mean,
Smiley face.
this is at least this is a nice refreshment from
As
just
opposed,
people trying to murk us for nothing. So if you actually give somebody a reason,
you would need to have a good reason for me to kill you. Yes.
hell yeah.
I'll do my best to not give you one.
There we go.
Rokk stays quiet in his bandit ways.
Rokk is like holding his fingers crossed.
Don't look at me, don't look at me.
Just smack Rokk on the back of the head. Thank the nice man person.
Now, to translate all of that, I reserve the right to put you guys on the shit list for bad behavior.
Yeah.
Healing is
Aw.
only for the good boys and girls.
That's
I mean,
fair.
likewise.
I mean, I assume if any of us turn into evil shitlords, we would happily cut them out of the group.
Yeah, well, when it's gradual enough, you might not notice that yourself.
That's fair. Bringing in a new set of eyes is probably a good idea.
Yes. Well, basically, yeah. Too long didn't read version. Priest of Serenrai saw you driven out of the city from the ferry. they decided to send me over to lend you a hand because I'm more
Oh.
apt at punching things than actually calming down dying people.
Ah.
Oh, when the oh, when
Give
there
my
was that
thanks to
asshole that said that we were evil.
Oh, right.
Yep.
Oh, but she's gonna fuck the whole group that's over there.
I'm back,
Yeah.
baby.
See, well, you have the priests of Sarenrae have recognized that you have the capacity to do good. I'm just here to nudge you on the way.
So, what about the game of cards?
Oh.
I don't play. I don't play games like that. Excuse
All
me. I'm
right,
supposed to be putting in the. I do not play the games like that. Oh no, I can't do it. Fuck it.
all right, kids.
Not even Uno?
Kids,
Yes.
Say
calm
again?
down a little
With my
bit.
marked Uno deck.
Say
When
again?
you
Even a little. Yeah, I don't play. I don't drink. Don't tempt me.
Okie doke. Not trying to be tempting, just social. Just friendly. But sure. Your
You
preferences have been
okay?
updated
Okay.
and
Okay.
saved.
Okay. Look, here's a little bit of a life lesson here.
Hmm.
Think about why you're drinking. If you're just drinking to get drunk, grab the strongest drink. That's fair enough. If you're drinking to, fill in the gaps in the conversation, just drink some water. You're going to be
Yeah.
refreshed and you're going to have a conversation without being inebriated.
This is why Russians invented vodka.
And same
This
with
is
same
why Russians have invented vodka. Oh my
just
god!
like
You know what?
when
I
you're
can probably put on a fucking Russian accent for the stupid
The
lizard.
the
Why not?
the
I mean,
reason
look.
Europeans invented beer is because they were too stupid to realize that boiling water was good for their health.
Yes, exactly.
I mean that, and also like some parts of it have 6 months of darkness in the winter, and after that you would probably be tempted to drink a potato, just to feel
Drink a
something.
potato.
There's that. Where
Squeeze
I
the potato for the
live,
juice.
I live far enough up north that there is a period of a couple weeks in winter where the sun doesn't rise above the horizon at all. There's a period of a couple weeks in spring where the sun doesn't settle behind the horizon. It's pretty magical.
Anyway,
Aww.
shall we get back to
Evie,
get back to the point, kids?
Hmm.
Evie,
Thanks,
just pass me
parent.
that Shliva, please.
Sure, bud. Sure.
If you're gonna wake up with a hangover, that's gonna be your problem.
That's why I drink a lot of water if I drink alcohol. No hangover needed.
Safi, when I'm transitioning between maps, for whatever freaking reason, it keeps hanging up.
Well, maybe don't use a potato as a computer.
I'm not rich enough to not
You can't
use
use
a potato.
potatoes for everything, Argus.
I use potatoes for vodka and computer. See? See? Natural eroxy ingenuity.
I mean, look, if you're
It's
if you
cheaper than
think
oranges.
if you think you can use a potato as a computer, you may have drunk too many potatoes and need to calm
Potatoes
down
can
for a
produce
bit.
electricity.
Potatoes are answer
Wait,
for
You can run a
everything.
Yeah.
computer using just the potatoes.
Potatoes are the answer to everything.
They are
Wait, I
the
need to-
answer to
I-
everything.
I mean,
I
look,
need
if
to use
people
the
manage to
accent.
figure out how to like create a computer in Minecraft that's operational, they
You
could
can
probably figure something
create
out.
a computer from undead because they all can follow simple commands. You can raise a bunch of skeletons, lock them up in the dungeon, basically have a calculating machine.
Yeah.
You can then rent it out and build an entire society around it.
Does Argus say that?
No. This Argus wouldn't say it. I would say it. My pipe dream is to sign an agreement with a settlement of some sort and basically start creating a computer underneath it. And then renting out the computational power to anyone with the money. The city above it and the protection of the people who are actually interested in its continuous existence would prevent the adventurers from showing up and wrecking everything. And additionally, I get to fuck around with undead, which is my favorite pastime.
How many skeletons would you need to raise before you can start running Foundry in your Foundry game?
That depends entirely on how the
The
rules,
internet
like the
speed.
commands work. No, no, it's entirely on how complex you can, how complex of the command can you give to the undead. If it's just, if you see the skeleton next to you pull a lever, pull your lever, right? If it's only that, then it's like one of them is like binary, you know.
Hmm. You could
So
run that.
you're gonna need millions of skeletons.
I
So,
think I
And I guess that's
yeah.
good enough motivation to not try to run, like to get a non-potato computer.
Yes. Anyway, let's resume the game.
yes.
Yes.
Okay. You make your way to Brindle, during which it becomes more and more apparent that the army is indeed marching up, because by the time you arrive, even a few homesteads here have apparently been raided. They're empty or covered in blood or partially burnt down, with many of the personal possessions and belongings strewn about on the ground. The enemy is getting brazen, and judging by the word you hear on the street, the town's both been evacuated and preparing for an incoming attack. And, well, um, it doesn't look good. As I mentioned, the town has been evacuated. Most of the streets are almost completely empty. This is a town filled with hustle and bustle. During the short time you were here, this place was alive with people like water. But now the news is that they've taken Talar, and they'll be here in a couple of weeks. In 2 weeks, if things go slow, but they'll probably set up camp soon and begin the siege tactics. Not only
Have
is
we
it,
had a chance to rest on the way here?
you do have a chance to rest. I think that over the course of 10 days, you have more than enough time to recover all your injuries and get your slots back.
Hey.
During which the Red Hand does not launch a counterattack. They're probably too distracted with the incoming siege of a large walled city to be concerned with taking care of a few idiots. Odds are they can just kill you while they're there. After all, odds are very slim they do not know that you were going here. Judging by the devastation around you, they have eyes and ears everywhere, and those eyes and ears have hands eager to take and burn.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, the minute you arrive in Brindle, you are almost immediately approached by someone representing the city. It's that guy that you gave the money for the mercenaries. That big dwarf.
that guy.
Well, bud,
Oh.
did you get any fun, you boys?
Well, he crosses his arms. Got a bit of a weird one for you. The lord of the city wants to talk to the heroes of the Vale. That's what you're being called?
Oh no.
It's a bit on the
Oh, boy.
nose.
Yeah, I don't quite understand it myself either, but suffice to say, apparently, you've been seen doing things. So, could you kindly come with me?
Sure.
We're gonna get put in jail. Last time this happened, I was put in jail.
I assure you, you're not going to jail unless you decide to do something exceedingly stupid.
I wouldn't put it past him.
I wouldn't put past all of us.
Is that a credible threat? Because I'm not really in the mood to be dealing with jokes of those caliber.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
Okay.
Thank
We'll be
you.
quiet.
In case you haven't noticed, I
It'll
had to
be nice.
evacuate. I had to drag people from their houses. You know, people who lived their old life, worry about their homes burning down, individuals clawing to their bed, begging to be left there behind. You know, I'm just saying I'm not in the mood for a bad joke.
Yeah,
Only good jokes from here on.
See, this is why I said
I don't think I have any of those.
that I don't get why you're called heroes with humor like that, but maybe that's just how adventurers work.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
quite
we
know
we
either.
didn't get it either.
You're shown,
When
you're shown to where you need to be
When
in,
you-
in Brindle.
when you get this close to death that often, you just get used to it. Your humor goes sour.
You're shown to the large castle on top of the hill, where apparently a small, well, not a small meeting. There's only a couple people here, but they're all big shots in town, considering they're all wearing the fanciest clothes. This is the part where I pull up the important sheet. Particularly, I need to get all the names right. First off, there's the Lord of Brindle, a big lizard folk who almost immediately mockingly addresses Argus as the prodigal son or something like that. You know, something with a bit of spit in it.
Argus just blinks their eyes.
You can try.
The next person in line is. Let me see if I got this right. She should be here. Here we go. Yes, it's a dwarf. A dwarven lady who looks shady and also is decked out in the fanciest gold. You know, the kind of lady who could probably pay for the whole town just with a couple of those flashy rings. Orwell himself also takes the tape because you were inside of a war room. Now that it becomes apparent, there are maps scattered all over the table. Many notes have been taken, many little flags are being pushed around. There is several ever-burning torches hanging in the room to give it a little extra light, but judging by the half-eaten food, those torches are necessary for more than just the light they emit. They probably need way more torches than this town has to keep at it for that long. Look at all those crumbs. Can someone just broom it up? Also in the room is a kobold with a big staff. He looks old and weathered. In fact, it reveals himself to be the guy who runs the magic shop in town. It's Mr. Aldred.
Oh yeah, we met him.
Wave.
Hi, bud.
Finally, there is a lizardfolk cleric wearing the finest golden robes of Serenray.
Heck yeah.
Any furries?
There are no
Money, is this one of yours? Is this
This-
one of yours?
This is strictly
literally been
a
2
scaly
stages.
neighborhood.
No, I'm asking if the furries from the uptown came, maybe.
Well, it seems everyone is here. Now then, heroes of Brindle. I wouldn't be calling you that if I had any other options, but I'm afraid that this town doesn't have a lot of options right now. I've sent out many messages and calls for help, and only so many have been answered. I fear that we stand on a precipice of something terrifying. If I could, I would have the grand armies of the West and the incredible flying wizards of the North, but I get neither. Now then, as you can see,
Same.
Brindle is facing a siege. We've invited you here to get some tactical insight, after all. Certainly you have a good understanding how this army operates, given that you've apparently had several clashes with it so far.
Yeah, I believe we have some information at least.
Allow me to introduce
Well-
myself. I am Lord Yarmouth, the hip new king in town, as people have referred to me at times. I am simply glad to do what must be done. I do not take this evacuation lightly, and I hope that with your help and the right effort, the evacuation wouldn't have even been necessary in the first place. This is Versakal. She... Do not take her cold shoulder personally. She simply does not like hanging out with the rabble and considers this meeting already below her. And she just goes, rolls her eye so hard you could drive a dynamo with it. Lord Zorith. Really all I know about it is that, you're a better fighter than most of the people I got him in employ, so, glad to have you reinforced in the place. Oh, and that's, Tredora Goldenbrow. The representative of the local churches. Now, Speaker Whiston is also here. You see him at this point, like sitting in the corner, as is that bug lady who was part of the Drellin's Fairy Guard, and they're like, "Hi," but they don't really have much to add since they're small town people. They don't know all that much.
But at
Oh,
least they're
glad
not
you
throwing
right.
tomatoes at you this time.
Now, how may I take your names? Starting with how about alphabetically? I already know who you are. I guess no need to introduce yourself.
Oh,
What is the alphabet?
It's the
Evie.
list, the order it is in the character list.
Wonk. Evie, would you like to introduce yourself? You can keep it as long and or short as you want it.
Hello. I am Evie. I mix up dubious substances and I use them hopefully for the good of humanity. Any drinks to serve are safe. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Evin, and I'm an alcoholic.
Monastery.
It's
how
not
will
even
you,
anonymous.
Monastery, introduce yourself, please.
I am Monastery of Serenray. I am a warrior defending all things good and right in the world, and doing so has brought me here.
Rokk.
Hello, my name is Rokk, and I really don't have much to say other than that.
And then Tiri, would you like to pass your name?
Yeah. I'm Thierry. I'm gonna be honest. I feel like we've got a pretty good experience. With at least like us, the four have got a good experience with dealing with these people. So we should be able to. We should know how to properly prepare for this siege.
Marvelous. Yes, quite marvelous. Now then, we have been trying to... let's start with the beginning, with the basics. That is our battle plan. As you see ahead of us is the map of Brindle. The army might be great, but we have, well, options how we're going to handle this. We can prepare ourselves for a siege or see them to a sortie, take them out before they can reach the city. Almost immediately, Lady Call is like, oh, listen, we should stick to the outside of town. We should stick to, what's it called? You know, the fight in the fields. We've discussed this. I don't want my property endangered, and neither do I want my personal guard getting involved in any of your militant scraps. I think we can meet them in the fields. The sword may be large, but they are hobgoblins, disorganized. They do not have the training a city has of many years.
If I may,
Yes.
they've organized quite a bit of an ambush for. Well, what's the name of the group?
The Red Nine.
The right
Is the
nine.
official
Well, I
name.
suppose also I could also do like quotation marks in there, air quotes. They have staged quite an ambush for the heroes of the Vale.
That
They're don't underestimate them.
Yeah, they have at least some tactical knowledge and strat and can strategize to some extent.
They seem to
It's
prefer
not-
hit and run tactics as far as like not well, they prefer more agile tactics at least.
And they
Either-
compensate for any lacks with ruthlessness.
Either they've wisened up and started doing something smart, or they have someone behind them who's telling them what to do.
Also, fighting in the fields would be have hard to organize since they have flying dragons.
It's not even that. See, the issue here is that they will not fight fairly. And if you do, when you have like 9 fireballs zeroing in on your position, you're gonna think, wow, fighting fairly was a really dumb idea.
I told you. Even this lizard who spent his whole life in some church can tell you it's not a good plan. The Lord relents, and we're going to go with your plan then. Since everyone seems to agree and have pretty good reasoning, we're going to go with that. We'll see how that works out.
And plus, I mean, you can't really enjoy your property if you're dead. So, priority.
All right, well, so we're going to meet them on the walls. Fantastic. Then we should move on to the next stage, which is, well, I highly doubt they'll make it past these fine walls. We should
But
see
what
what
if they will?
you think. I mean, I'm sure a few dragons can fly over, but if they spend their time ferrying over troops, we'll take care of them in no time.
Have
We
you
should
ever
still
actually fought a
prepare.
dragon?
If it's too busy loading and offloading troops, it will be in no position to survive an oncoming volley of arrows. Sheer numbers will kill it eventually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it's one breath is gonna burn your entire fucking district.
Which requires it to be distracted from its ferrying of troops.
Are the arrows by any chance magical, sir?
Does that matter?
They might be resistant to it. They might. Well, no. That's like using meta to specify.
Their scales are
The regular arrows might not be able to pierce their scales.
We'll get to that when we get to that. I'm certain that my armies can deliver a fierce enough volley to keep them at bay. We should not have to concern ourselves with something as dreadful as this thing going to get any worse. We just need to firm up and do what we can. We have plenty of men. We can hold the walls. How could they ever break these large walls?
I disagree. You should always count with failing and then go up from that.
You say
Yeah, overconfidence will get you
a
killed.
dragon's fire isn't going to destroy a wall.
It's gonna kill the man on it.
Yes, but not the wall itself, which stays standing and stands in the way.
Given the fact that these troops are marching here with Brindle in mind, chances are they've taken into account the fact that there are walls. They're not just going to.
And how would they handle those walls then?
Siege machines. They have
Fiends.
ogres for machines. They
have
have
fiends.
plenty of brute force in the forms of other.
I like that Evie points out
monsters.
the
So-
giants, the ogres and stuff. Because those guys can throw rocks and boulders.
And also,
Not gonna
they're
throw
really tall.
goblins.
They are living siege weapons.
Oh, okay, fine. If we get down to it and they do break the wall, then what do we do? Just throw up a couple of barricades, funnel them into the right positions.
Traps.
Do we
Always
have
have
the
a good
time
trap.
to build more walls inside the city?
Best thing I can tell you, we got a couple of weeks, so we can't put up a wall like the ones around the city. But we can put up barricades. The buildings
Yeah,
and the houses will block up
barricades.
most of the street anyway.
So
Pretty
barricades,
fine.
especially like stuff to make it like to create bottlenecks and choke points and anything that can basically force them to flow into a position that's favorable to us. Because we're not
Yeah.
winning this by brute strength.
Mhm.
We're not. This is not a moment for pride in what we can do. It's a moment for planning.
I
So,
think I might have an idea
And that
on
is.
how to
yes.
handle that person. No, it's not in carrot. Carrot. I think I have an idea on how to handle that person.
I think I like this
So
idea
there.
they got. I say that we do it as follows. We set them up with as many barricades as possible, a big spiral, going up all the way to Cathedral Square. That way, we can keep the highest parts for ourselves and have the height advantage.
Hmm.
Seems sound.
Out of
The-
character question, where are
yes.
they coming from on this map?
From the north. The upper boundary of the map is where they're probably coming from. Because the north is like Hirsch, like off to the east, so.
Mhm.
Okay.
I could have spun the map, but then the twisted text would have bothered me the whole way through.
Oh my god.
At this
I-
point, Tredora kind of speaks up. There is one thing we need to consider, and that's how we're going to deploy the healers.
Hmm.
I have
Hmm.
many clerics at my disposal, and if we spread them around town, it'll be very easy for them to take care of soldiers as they become hurt. It is the best idea we can do with them.
Yeah, and if they're not in the same position, they can get wiped out all at once. Though
Yeah.
if we do need to retreat, we should give them enough options to like fall back with the
What
forces.
about reinforcements?
Personally, I would prefer the clerics were not open and exposed.
I
They
think.
would need a bodyguard with them.
Yeah, I think
mid.
having some at like a core point, like a base of operations, like you were suggesting, to having them heal whoever can make it back there in a like fortified location, but also having enough spread out that the forces in various areas can all be healed.
Argus, you know that the majority
Yes.
of the clerics that are around here are probably
Mhm.
not war priests.
Obviously, yes.
So if they get caught in the fight, they're not gonna do
Yes.
so well.
They're not gonna do so well. That's why I was trying to like, but didn't get the chance to put in the work. First and foremost, since that person is being, basically just a problematic twat and very like cocksure and full of themselves, I was actually going to suggest to appeal to, their magnificent, strategic mind and say that, hey, um, if you prepare all these, traps and all that stuff and actually, actually prepare, if you don't use them, then you don't use them. If you do use them, then, they will write books about you for generations about your strategic genius. So, there's no pretty much a reason
Well,
for
the
you
the,
not to
the traps
prepare.
are already like a set deal. Like, okay, we'll spend
Yes.
some time building that.
Yeah, but that was basically the point. The second one is we can't deploy everybody at once because that's gonna cause problems. If the people are gonna start dying, and they will start dying, we won't have anything to replace them with. So I would dedicate a large portion of the troops as reinforcements.
See,
Create as many choke points as we can. Something like a yard with a bunch of archers all around it. So when the enemy enters, we can kill them fast enough. And if people are starting to die, they basically move back, and the second line steps forward. Etc. That was my suggestion,
there
essentially.
is one
Yeah,
thing that concerns me, Mr. Yarmouth. You raise a good point, but don't forget the fact that once this is all over, we'll have hundreds of injured soldiers on our hand, and if we need to retreat to the cathedral, it would be best to have our soldiers and our clerics consolidated in one force. If we're pushed back to one hard point, it needs to be the hardest point we can manage, with all clerics on board and all healing available. Especially even when we're done, even if we are victorious, those clerics need to be alive to help the people that survive.
Hmm.
Well, the clerics should know, if even if we put them in a bunch of different places to protect mini groups,
Mm-hmm.
to fall back the second they see that their group is dying, even if it seems hopeless, they leave.
Listen,
They go back because
if they
they're
do that, they won't
worth
even get
more.
to the part where they get to heal anyone. You expect a bunch of clerics to know whatever or not a situation is tactically inviable?
We have
That's
four.
why
How
we
many
have a
minutes?
chain of
We
command.
have time. We have time to inform them how to act.
You think that when a bunch of hobgoblins descend upon them, they have the 10 or so minutes necessary to get to me about tactical advice?
Not to get to
Just
you, but we
instruct
have
them
time before the
preemptively.
battle
Instruct
to
them
teach them how to
preemptively.
act.
Also,
Yes.
runners, message runners throughout the city
You have
too.
a very high hope of a bunch of clerics to learn how to control themselves in the middle of combat when they're overrun with a bunch of goblins.
Well, in that case, maybe have them do an attack, essentially use archers or whatever, and then immediately retreat, and then do it again, and then immediately retreat, kite the enemy. That
We
way, if
should
they're
not have.
always retreating, they won't have to deal with, getting swarmed.
Fine. Fine. We'll station the clerics around town and we'll set it up in such a way as to create a marsh of whittling.
Hmm.
If the clerics are in the same place, they're gonna get torched. All of them.
But
So definitely
the
spread them.
cathedral is a very strong stone structure.
Has it ever been attacked by dragons?
Have you ever seen a dragon? Even. Have you fought one?
Nemistral
Has the
kind of
party
speaks
fought
up.
one, by the way? I don't
The
remember.
cathedral is probably
We
most secured against dragons, so evil enough as to attack. It is a sanctified location.
They didn't seem to have an
So
issue
you
fighting monastery who's sanctified as well.
allow me to ask you a far better question. You talk about this dragon as if it is a single part of a larger strategy. But if I were to have a dragon, I would personally use it for distraction, diversionary tactics. I would have it swoop over the streets and torture anyone it comes across. In such a context, it would be far easier to kill many clerics spread all over the place, with individual weapons and arms, than it would be to take care of a single, well protected, and not so flammable cathedral.
a combination then.
I don't think
You're
Have
that's
a
considering
central
that.
force, have a central force,
Do
and
they
then
have
points with
do they
clerics.
have enough people for that?
I mean, they did save many.
they don't have many in this context being like 20, a couple of handfuls.
Yeah, it's something.
Well, I'm not in any way a licensed tactician, so as ever, I'll leave it to you to decide how this is going to work out.
Hmm.
Well, whatever happens, it is one for the books.
Well, monastery, you know about war leading. What do you think?
I'm
Monastery,
trying to think.
you can give me a warfare roll if you want to like have your character sort this out, or you can think for yourself and give me an answer that you think spiffy, sexy.
I mean, I'm trying to think of what would be the best option. Both seem difficult. Like spreading them out kind of exposes them to the minor forces more readily, but consolidating them all in one spot makes it so that chances are, if they realize where the healers are, they can just nuke it from orbit.
So
I have an
But
idea.
there's a slight problem with that reasoning, which is one, the way you're setting the town up already is so that the cathedral is very far away from the conflict. There's lots of obstacles in the way, ditches, trenches, obstacles, barricades. So it's already hard to get there. Two, that's not their concern. Fighting the healer makes sense in small skirmishes, but in a large war, going for the healers is a terrible idea because it gives the enemy hundreds of cheap shots.
Yes.
mm,
Again, tactical combat is not the same as strategic warfare.
You know
yeah,
what would be amusing?
What would be?
The army marches up to the city. The door opens.
And just wants for
Harvey
sugar?
walks out. Starts playing a really shitty instrument solo, and there's nothing else. They're gonna freak out.
we've already
Because they would think that is some sort of trap.
Yeah, can we
I
set
mean,
up an
Confidence.
actual trap in the city?
Speaking of which, maybe we could do exactly that. Say, oh, the city surrenders, welcome in, and then just descend upon them the moment they go through the gates. Lock the portcullis behind the forward group of the smartest, of the strongest, or whoever thinks they deserve the best reward, and then just descend upon them and slaughter them. And maybe, if we're lucky, we're going to decapitate their command. Because they're
Okay.
hobgoblins, they probably have the
So,
hierarchy.
so let me ask you a far better question, Mr. Argus, with your fine plan.
Yes.
Let's say they send in their strongest, their best, and they manage to
Uh-huh.
open the gate from the inside and take the gatehouse. Then we practically
They
lost the
might-
wall and gave it to them.
They will still do it anyway.
Yes, but they'll do it a hell of a lot faster with a lot less losses if we just give them the keys.
Is there
Mhm.
time to
Yeah,
make a
I don't
fake
know.
wall?
I don't think that's a great idea.
That's honestly quite an impressive question to be asking. I'll think about this after we gather some more information. But personally, I think setting up a trap is something we don't really have too much time for. But let's get to another part. I want to know what the hell you guys are going to be doing. Investral is like, I can help with this when the fight begins. See, I have a spell. It's telepathic bond.
Oh,
I have learned many arcane arts, and one of them is the power to create a mental link between several people.
Hmm.
I can form this link between myself and 3 others, meaning that we can have a 4-way, better tactical insight into the situation and distribute there where they should be. Which one of you
So-
wants to have one of those special links?
So we can actually split in 4 groups and then reunite.
I mean, it's going to be
Well,
a
in
citywide
Technically in
warfare.
3 groups, because they're going to be sitting in the center coordinating everything.
So Yarmouth is like, I would like to be part of this communication as well. It is important
That
that
makes
I
sense.
can spring morale where it is needed.
Can you fight?
He's easily at least an 8 level fighter, judging by how he holds himself.
Mhm.
Okay.
This
He's
guy
about
could,
as good as we are.
solid.
he's not a lord without being able to back it up if someone challenged him. Probably could trip could trip monastery.
I mean, a baby could trip monastery.
To be fair, you
Can
trip
I
over
trip
the baby because
monastery?
you don't want to step on it.
Hold on. Can I trip monastery?
Reflex,
What's your
a reflex
reflex?
is 10, so probably.
His reflex DC is 20.
Yeah.
Technically,
Wait.
as long as you don't have a negative modifier, you can always roll a critical success against him.
That's
Can I
amazing.
trip monastery?
Please don't. We're in the middle of a war meeting.
Anyway, this person would like to know whom of you would like to have one of the connections, and then they're like, okay, who should get the last connection?
I suggest giving the connection to monastery
Me,
out of our group.
I guess. Like, I have the most, I guess, tactical.
Essentially, who here wants to answer the codec calls?
I'm also the most likely to still be alive at any given point.
Yep,
That's what I thought. Yeah, most likely.
that was my idea as well.
Did
By
you
the way,
include them?
for quick context, one thing that I should I'm gonna add the loot of the other guys in a minute, but I did add some loot to the loot sheet as a result of the fights you've been in. I'm gonna add the ones from the guys too, so I forgot to add that because those guys did have some cool stuff, and selling it is kind of important because as you start
Yep.
talking this, Lars does bring up a quick note is that we told a bunch of merchants to wait around until about a week before this goes down. We've been holding them up, not hostage, but we told them that we're expecting some rich individuals with a lot of money. So if you want to buy something, you ain't gonna find a better market than the one we clogged up outside the city on the north side.
Nice.
Yeah, we certainly need some upgrade to some gear.
Oh, can I
need
take
more
the
shield
anklets?
strength.
The anklets of holy shit.
Anklets.
The
Ooh,
anklets of holy shit.
oh,
Of
yeah.
Alacrity.
alacrity.
Super sick flip anklets.
They let you fucking walk on water like a master. And yip
They're
yip.
like Air Jordans.
Heck yeah, we're just like air Hordens. Are these already set with a +1? No, these falchions are just falchions because strikes are disconnected. Anyway. Potion.
Okay, should we sort out the loot after the meeting? And
Yeah.
then
I'll
go
Yeah, we
just
should.
to
I'll
the
just
market.
add some numbers for you.
So can
Hell
deal with
yeah.
that. So yeah,
Boop.
I guess if the people with the communication are me, Lord Yarmouth, and yourself, that leaves one more.
We
I
don't
don't
need
know.
to. We
Yarmouth.
don't need all to have it.
Yeah,
Lady Call speaks up and believes that best if she got it.
Why?
Yeah, what are you bringing to the table?
Well, I have my personal guard, of course. I need to direct them around. Who do you think should have it then? Since you have objections.
Whomst is in contact with the healers?
Yeah, I think the church representative, Goldenbrow, would be a good choice. That way they can at least
I'm not
direct that.
really going to be in charge of any organizational efforts. I'm sorry. I'll be too busy healing to be able to answer constant calls.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but knowing when additional people in need of healing are going to be arriving would certainly help the organizational efforts of keeping everyone fighting
I
fit.
don't think it's going to get any easier just because we know who's coming in. It's going to be a constant stream no matter what.
Yeah, that's true.
That, and also, I mean, it would be useful to.
So, I see
Have
no
a
objections to
reptile?
me taking the foreleg.
I suppose, unless anyone else
Fine.
thinks otherwise.
Really? And then ba bam
What?
ba boom.
Who?
Whomst?
Yeah,
What
who's
whomst?
saying really? Who's standing up?
Lars doesn't have anything to add. Don't worry about the captain of the guard. He doesn't have to know anything.
Yeah, I didn't get his title. I've just got names written down. I just know.
You do know that you met him, like, to give him the money?
Yeah, but didn't know his name at that point.
I appreciate that you walked into town. This guy greeted you in full armor, clanking around, dwarf.
Yeah, when you passed around everyone's introductions, he didn't say what they were. He just said, "The Lord
Well, you know,
Versakal."
people don't really need introductions if you've been around town and met people, shook some hands.
Which we didn't.
Exactly.
I mean, we
It's
were
almost
kind
like
of in
it's
a
almost like Lars
time
thinking you're
crunch.
psychopaths is somewhat justified, given how you guys are basically ping pong balls darting around the Vale.
It's almost as if we had a time limit,
You say
Yeah,
that,
exactly.
but
and doing things
let's
quickly would be important.
let's be clear. No one asked you to do much of what you've done. This guy's just been like sitting around and watching you guys do stuff, and hears reports from his spies, and he's like, "What the fuck's the deal with these guys? I barely asked them to do anything."
Shit needed to be done.
He doesn't like adventurers, is the point. He thinks you guys are super suspect with how you're suddenly rich and got all this money.
Adventures can be bought. You're
Yeah.
basically mercenaries in a funny hat.
I'll have you know it's a funny cloak.
To be fair, you also,
Or a funny cloak, yeah.
to be
What do you think
fair,
they said?
as you would have found out had you taken action at the time, there are like the Red Nine are sending their own propaganda efforts into the town. So yes, part of the reason people are a bit suspicious of you is because efforts have been made to make you look suspicious.
Yeah,
I mean, we
That's
already look
fucking hell.
suspicious.
In case you remember that
Uh,
lady.
yeah, that
Yeah.
asshole. But yeah, I think the captain of the guard should be let into the loop before someone with a small personal guard.
Handsome. Well, with that's taken care of. From this point forward, you guys essentially have a week or two to take care of any preparations you deem necessary. After that, it's going to be the big attack. Your use is going to be essentially a small surgical strike force. If, say, the dragon attacks the cathedral, it'll be you guys' job to stop them. If they attack in the middle of the night with a bunch of rock throwers, it's you guys' job to stop them. If Lord Yarmouth
that
ends up getting
tracks.
shot by an assassin in the middle of the town square, it's your job to stop him. Guess what? You're gonna be the shitless cleanup crew.
What
That's
attracts
fine.
dragons? Money,
Us.
gold.
Wait, what is this about dragons?
Can we set up a trap for dragons? Put a
Now,
pile of gold in one
Wild
place.
dragons are generally quite high in avarice, and if they were their own independent dragons, that probably would work. But they're organized with an army and are probably promised way more than they can just scrape together. So maybe when they're like critical hit points, they're like low on, and they're like, okay, I'm just gonna cut my losses and leave. Maybe then, but up until that point, they're probably way too committed to this. Like they're in deep. Dragons don't play nice like this unless they're in deep.
Create a huge
Fair.
bear trap, and when it lands,
Huge bear trap.
What? No. That implies that they would not know where to land. I would go for Tanglefoot. I believe those can be used to fuck up the winged flying
Let me
creatures.
actually look that up for
And
you.
and we have like a
Do we have
super duper
anyone who can
sniper.
land dragons? That's a good question.
Uh,
Do we have anyone who can land dragons?
Yeah, Eevee with Tanglefoot, I think.
Let me take a look see for you,
Mm.
Tanglefoot. Okay, here we go. Oh well, listen. I'm gonna beat up the guy who's so fucking afraid of this. On a critical hit, the creature stuck to a solid surface. A creature with a flying has its wings tangled, causing it to fall safely to the ground and become unable to fly for one.
Why safely?
Because Pathfinder is fucking scared of flying creatures crashing to their death like they should. Oh no,
Yeah.
like flying has no risk apparently because every single thing that would cause you to fall doesn't cause you to fall painfully.
Exactly.
Like
Have you
you're, I
heard
don't know
about
how
our
many
Lord and
tons
Savior
flying
5e,
creature.
where you kept
Yeah.
crushing me into the ground in every fight? Remember that one?
I don't remember, but remind me in a minute. I gotta go to the bathroom
Tomb,
again, and we're actually basically at the
tomb,
end here.
tomb of Annihilation. You waited until I was flying over the exact spot, and then you dropped me like 6 floors down.
Love that for you.
Hell yeah,
But
I
yeah,
did that.
Tanglefoot
You
would
deserved it.
absolutely work. I
Uh,
know. I mean, I didn't ask for wings. I just got them because somebody turned me into a vulture. And it's like, oh, vulture, you now eat, you now want to eat carrion. I'm like, where's the downside?
Create a
Oh
fake
Okay.
God,
wall here.
Sure,
Is
we
that a
can stock up.
possibility?
we can what?
We
And then
can.
make it convenient to enter. And when they enter, we close the
It
fake
would look
doors.
really obvious. They probably have the scouts. Considering we've seen on approach, some of the buildings were already fucking raided, so they have scouting parties here. It's just that the bulk of their army is not here, so they will know what we're building and what we're doing outside the walls.
The,
Honestly, I just suggest building like a secondary portcullis next to the actual gates because they might not notice that. They might think, oh, it's just fortifications, and then just let them through
Mm.
the gate, then lock them up and just pelt them with like alchemist fire or just burn
I
them.
mean, like this.
No, inside the
Um.
city.
Oh, like this.
Yeah, basically just create a trap to invite them over, and if they're dumb enough or vain enough to actually step in, just fucking boil them all alive. Close the portcullis. It doesn't matter if they will open it; they'll still take damage. They'll still get injured. That's good enough.
Yeah. Make
So
them.
again, if it was up to me, I would basically convert each of these tiny little neighborhoods into their own barricaded places that were basically rigged to burn down with everybody inside the moment we pull out of them. So the enemies show
That
up,
makes sense.
they walk into a house or something, lock the doors behind them, burn them, something like that.
We just need to bust the
Just
lock.
booby
So when
trap
the
the
second
whole
they
thing and
close, it's a.
Will be they will burn the city down. We know that. They will break through the walls. We know that.
It's
Because the
important that
current
the bottom
situation,
part of the city is okay. The top part of the city
but
can burn.
we
they might actually walk
we
around. They might actually go for the river as well. They have a lot of plans and they're not dumb, as we've seen. They've set up an ambush that was pretty much designed to screw you over. And if Argus didn't show up, you'd be dead.
Pretty
okay, but
much.
also
Yeah.
we need to keep in mind that if we set up flaming traps all over the town, those can also
Torch
be
the
turned
earth.
on us and just torch our entire, barricade situation and our entire spiral and
Well,
that whole
you're
thing.
not gonna booby trap the place and then put like 20 clerics in there. You're gonna have one guy with like a bunch of dummies, in clothing, and
But
then
We
yeah,
these
can.
guys
fire is
rush
very
in.
difficult. Like fire is difficult
Wait.
to control. So just
What
to
if?
keep that in mind.
Yeah, well, good
What
thing
if?
these things are separated into their own little neighborhoods.
What if we get someone to create like mannequins or something and put them at the windows?
Hmm.
We can Kevin McCulkin this shit, but on a large scale.
Yeah, like
Enter a
set up
house,
baits.
get fucked.
It could
Well,
also make us look like we have
point is the
many
owner
more
of the city
people.
is actually strictly against the shit. They don't, excuse me, they don't want the property to be destroyed, and they're gonna probably get their balls in a twist about this.
Property's gonna get destroyed anyways.
Well, I mean, Safi has insinuated essentially that this could have been avoided, so we're in deep. I guess, well, the party kind of screwed up, leading up to that point. So it's going to be harder for us. Now's the chance to actually think of something clever that wouldn't sacrifice lives too much. better think fast. We also need to learn how big of. I mean, you probably know how many troops they have.
Couple thousand.
Couple
Is a
thousand,
lot a number?
which means if we're if we assume this is a realistic quote unquote kind of deal, we will only need to destroy about 10 to 20% of them to rout them all. Most of the armies collapse like that. Like the amount of people actually killed is usually very low. If we manage to instill fear in them on a large enough scale by killing enough of them at a I guess at a short enough time, we might be able to rout the whole army or at least give them a pause.
I think just taking out the dragons will lower the morale.
Yeah, but to do that we need to prepare. So we need to get some fucking Tanglefoot bags for Eevee. Because they
Yeah, we can
froze
start.
that
Like
shit like holy fucking crap.
if we have enough time to prepare, I mean, we can
We
get
have 2 weeks.
the sorry, we can get all the local alchemists too, and just like make a stash of the Tanglefoots. Again, distribute
Sure,
them.
absolutely. And then just
Yeah, make
have
some.
all the best and just hand them out, hand a handful of those to the best archers that they have.
Hot dog, this a lot of it.
Yeah, just like make it so it's available.
Yes.
Because I mean, even if that ends up being used against us, it's gonna
Yes.
do less damage against us than a dragon falling from however high up in the air.
Well, the dragon falling
Plus,
is not going to get any damage, unfortunately.
so plus, we also have the option of helping slow them down and crowd them and make them easier to obliterate.
Yeah. I mean, considering we're going to have a bunch of troops on our side as well, and considering we're going to have like a bunch of archers and so forth, what we could do is focus explicitly on making it easier to hit them, slowing them down, spooking them, etc.,
Hmm.
so that they drop their defenses and all that.
Yarp.
That would be fantastic.
Yeah,
But again, as
so
you've noticed in this particular fight, you've taken the most damage when people were flanking, when people were knocking you over, when people were casting some dumb shit on you. Do the same to the enemy. Use the same tactics. Don't just run up to a guy and just hit them twice. Like,
Yeah,
we had 3 enemies to fuck around with, 1 application of fear, just got rid of all of them. We should apply the same
well,
sort of tactic for this, but on a larger scale. Anyway,
dread ampules
glad to
are
be
a thing.
here. Glad to be here.
Yeah, great. We're all idiots and not good at anything. Fun, great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
You're not idiots. You have the capacity to do smart things. You have the capacity to learn from mistakes. Everybody has that. I'm going to help you do well in the current situation to the best of my ability. Or at the very least, we're all going to die in a blaze of glory.
Well, how fast can we get to Denover?
Say again?
I'm looking
What?
at the map of Vale. I'm
Alright.
leaving town.
I would
Ditching.
suggest, I mean, if they are going to start a long-term siege, how are we supposed to deal with that? You know?
Okay.
Far out.
If it were up to me, what I would do is go around the army and essentially try to sabotage their supply lines. If they're going to force them to actually try to survive off the land, and if we also basically just either destroy or take away the crops and everything, we can starve their own army out. But unfortunately, I think it might be a little too late for that. But we still have 2 weeks, so what we could do is try to disrupt their supply lines.
There's something else I want to
And
make.
also, yeah, sorry.
Something else I want to make
Go.
note of is some of the reinforcements that you will be getting. Interesting.
What about them?
You will be getting some form of reinforcements. Some slight
Alright.
allies. They aren't the best fighters. Like, the work's gonna come to you, but they can keep the goons busy and provide some distractions and provide flanking without needing to put all the pressure on you.
Yes.
These lions and brindles will help a lot.
How
Let's
are we
see.
doing with our own like stashes and supplies?
Oh, hey. Captain Serrana could even join you up with you if you want to.
Then that would basically put the two people with the contact thing on the same in the same place.
No. The people with the contact are Imistral the Red. There's
Mhm.
Lord Jarmuth. There's one of you guys, which is I think Monastery,
Right.
and then there's
Yes.
Lars.
Yes.
Captain Serrana Anita is
Oh,
from
separate.
Drellin's Ferry. She is not.
Yeah, she was
All
the
right. If
guard
they
captain of
think
that place.
if they think they can help us, then they're more than welcome to join us. Like I said, I would suggest taking the fastest horses and just trying to disrupt their alliance. They have to get food from somewhere. Make them eat each other. Make them starve, so that they arrive at the city starved and tired. That way we'll be able to rout them easier.
That means we
You
have
know,
to
an
go out
army
and burn
marches on its
farms.
stomach. If they're hungry and are getting killed,
So,
they're much more likely to actually just
hey,
run away.
can you please silence?
Yes. Yeah.
Lars, can you give him the lowdown? If you've been paying attention, you may have noticed that we talked about spies. We have been doing those things. He looks at
Oh,
you
all
like,
right, fair
"What the
enough.
hell do you take me for?" Like, we've done this. It doesn't stop them. They are like, they're very very adamant about coming here.
All right, fair enough. Then I suppose the character would know that, or maybe I missed it somewhere in the.
I mean, to be
in
fair,
the
this isn't like
language.
publicly available knowledge, so even you would probably only know about it.
Yeah, fair enough. What I meant is, well, yeah, fair enough. If they are actually actively doing that, then that's it. You're already doing it, then that's good.
Imistral will also be busy divining over the next few days, trying to see if he can see the future.
Um,
Is there
Speaking
anything
of
else you
which-
would like to give them in terms of tips, advice, or things to do?
Actually, hold on. I have something for this real quick.
Or there is one
Just
thing
hold
that he
on.
gives you, which is like, listen, so when you're a very powerful rich noble, of course, one thing that you always carry with you is a potion of I need to get the fuck out of here right now. Which
Yes.
is to say that each one of you gets a potion of greater healing. They are all added to the loot pile.
Nice.
It's a bailout potion in
Oh.
case things are bad and you need something now.
Also, just a general question while this
Yes.
is being processed. Does Brindle have like an alchemist's guild or pharmacy union
Is there a reason
or
you need
any
them?
sort? Well, just to kind of consolidate with other people who are capable of producing both
Landmines.
elixirs of healing. So we have a stash and more offensive stuff like the tanglefoots and the
Sure.
mines and.
I'm pretty
Hemispheres,
sure
right.
that this place would have like proper alchemists and stuff that you could
Okay.
shack up with for a couple of weeks and take care of some preparation.
Okay, excellent. Then
Does this
that's my
place
concerns handled.
does this place have an underground club for the rogues?
It's funny you mentioned that. Yeah, definitely. But how good are your underground connections? Would you just know someone? Like, 'cause you hung out in Witchwood. How do you even know whose doors to knock on? Is the question.
I have no idea, but can I try to discern maybe
Gosh,
for being a bandit?
society would probably be appropriate. I would say suicide, but a society would probably be appropriate here. Committing suicide in the street's a great way to get into contact with the underworld. The wrong underworld, though.
Uh,
It's very. You're not too familiar. You know that there is like a big fancy assassin guy around here in town, but odds are he's probably pretending to be a civilian and has probably just been evacuated. So it'd be difficult to find him. That being said, Lady Kyle does look like the kind of noble who might know how to shack up with. So if you schmooze her up, maybe you can get some answers from her.
also, so she looks like a person who would hang out with those.
She's the wealthy noble merchant of town. Of course, she has contacts in the underworld.
She has fences. Okay.
Who knows what her contacts are? So yes, these are all the resources that are allocated in 2 weeks after you've sold all your stuff, bought all your goodies.
Mhm. And does she have a plan for our supply line as a town under siege? How that could be
Well,
handled?
Let's put it like this: if the Red Horde keeps moving the way they have been moving, there's not going to be a siege long enough for those to matter.
Ah.
which is to say that Orith himself is like, yeah, best I hear from a spy. They ain't gonna stay out there all that long. They're gonna be prepping for 2 days to get their siege engine up and running, and then they're just gonna slam into the town until it falls over dead.
Okay, not a concern then. Love that.
On that note, alright. Here's the worst case scenario of how I see this going. A dragon flies over and burns half the town down to sow panic and distract everyone. In the meantime, a whole bunch of Rokks get thrown at the walls until they fall over. He comes in, we keep getting pushed back bit by bit by bit, until eventually we're pushed all the way up to the final cathedral, wherever we're in the shacking. So, I recommend you prepare for a really long day.
A day we can definitely do.
Oh, and there's one thing I would like to warn you about before we get to the fast forward. So, you're like good fighters, right? Like you can handle yourselves, right?
Yeah.
I'd like to
sounds
think
Apparently
so.
not.
Well, I better hope so, cause how do I put this? Their boss is like Argus 2.0. Very good spellcaster, from what I heard. Supposedly made men blind or sucked them down to skeletons. And he's got a big pick that, let's just say that even the dragons don't want to get anywhere near that thing. And he spits fire, too. It's going to be a real joy. Point is,
fun.
A kobold?
no. He's something else. A hobgoblin, but he doesn't look like it.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Point is, I recommend you buy what you need. Get what you need. And you're ready for a really long day. But hey, on the plus side, if you come out alive on the other end, I might just think that you're actually good folk. And Lord Jarmus
Well
speaks up
done.
and says, and more importantly, an appropriate reward for the people who saved my town. Let's not pretend
Yes.
that you will go unrewarded for your efforts.
I mean, frankly, the priority right now is just keeping everybody alive.
So, fun thing that I would
Yeah.
like to point out, this is something that's kind of funny. Did you know that you can just take restoration every day, just like coffee, to stay awake? It's great. In Pathfinder 1, they even made a spell that's just like the Long Watch, I think, and you just stay awake all night. But yeah, you can technically just slap someone with with restoration and keep them awake all day. Or at least you could in 3.5. It's hilarious. It's coffee,
Well,
but better.
something to keep in mind for reaching out to the alchemists.
We need more coffee, man. We gotta keep this
what's
train
your-
rolling.
But be
So what's
careful if you're an
your-
alchemist to not to accidentally drink your alchemist fire instead of coffee.
What do you mean accidentally? Sometimes you just want something spicy on your sand.
Anyway,
I know people who have drunk their color water instead of their coffee.
I have to say I'm feeling a lot more optimistic now. It feels like we've already won. He picks up a piece of paper off the table and rolls it up real tight. I think it's time that I go and take care of some of the final preparations. I wish you all the best, and we see each other in a few weeks victorious.
Hell yeah.
Lady Call is grumpy and is like, I wonder that telepathic communication.
Then buy yourself one later, honey.
Lars
Oh,
sticks
that-
around. He's the only person who actually sticks around, other than maybe the head priestess who talks to Argus about, like, you know,
I'll stick around too.
don't do anything bad. Don't behave. Please don't agitate the fire.
I'll
Be a
be
good
on my
boy.
best behavior.
All right then. So, I've got a real nice question for you. Just to soothe my own little interests. What brought you to the Vale in the first place? 'Cause let's just say I've been asking around and you ain't natives. Well,
Well,
So
except for Argus, I guess.
yeah, Argus is native, but he doesn't distrust you because, you know, he's like, yeah, you're just some dude that was around, but these other guys you've been hearing bad news about, and he has a bad impression, and his guard senses are like going in overdrive for no reason.
so
Well-
there's that initial like contract for the dwarven axes. That's
Anthon the Black, yes.
Ooh. Would the party tell? Oh, wait. I was there and I've seen it in the ferry. I could maybe suggest that there is a smear campaign by the Red Hand itself to discredit
Ooh.
the party, the
See,
heroes.
they are smart. They
I
are
mean,
too smart for our own good.
my history, at least, is I just came from a Sarenrae monastery in the mountains and came down to, A, spread the word, and B, do good deeds, I guess.
As he just said, he wants to know why you're specifically in the Vale.
Mm.
Well, it was nearby, I guess. It was either that or go the other direction. I just picked one.
Chose a fork in the road.
Of course, there's an
Yeah.
exception, which is Rokk. Pulling up what I know about ya. I'm honestly surprised you're here to help at all. Yeah, aren't you the type to run away when you get too close to fire? He's looking dead at Rokk, by the way.
I'm the type that is the only one who survives a dragon's breath easily.
Oh, you got a high opinion of yourself. I guess we'll see
No, I
that.
just know my reflexes.
Well, that's very nice of you. I'm sure you'll do just fine when the dragon sits right on top of you and burns you down with his flamethrower. Because in case you don't know, I'm very familiar with how dragons work. And that's exactly why I'm worried about what's going to happen. Even the best plans don't survive contact with something that can fly and throw spells down at you from above. Or burn half your town down. So, best of luck to you. May I be alive to see whatever I was right or wrong. That's really all I want out of this.
We'll do our best to meet you on the other side.
Oh. If we're going to the other side, we'll probably not meet. Hell, we go to the same places.
Well, you never know.
Now clear out.
Maybe you are just good enough to end up with us.
That's it. Clear out. We got way too many crumbs and the rats are starting to sit in.
yeah.
Anyway,
Time to get
that's
a
the end of the
broom.
session.
Hey,
Technically.
Sure is.
You guys
Yeah.
have time to prepare, buy things. Do what you need to.
Mm-hmm.
Liquidate your assets and get the money you need. I mean, Rokk took those fancy anklets, but those are very expensive.
Mm.
They're very expensive. Also, he's not wearing them.
Didn't even take them out of the thing.
She's just been looking at him like, Oh, wait, I should remove the lich's phylactery. You don't have that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stephanie, am I taking crazy pills or there is no tripping arrow on Nethys?
There's no tripping arrow? What do you mean?
Like I can't find it. I thought there was. I think we found them at one point before. Like arrows that essentially tanglefoots, but basically same effect, but they're trip arrows or something, but search doesn't turn up anything. Could you help me?
I'm taking a look.